Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Play Some Video Games podcast. It's your boy, Dad Ninja Dev, joined as always by Donnie Eat the Hype Reese and Delvin. Happy National Boob Day, Cox.
Nice.
Yeah.
Greetings, Internet.
Greetings, Internet.
Didn't feel
Weird.
right until somebody said it. Yeah.
A weird thing to say, Don.
Yeah, Dev usually says it. So
Greetings,
I kinda fell off.
fellow humans. What?
Yeah.
Yeah. What did I say? Welcome, Internet. What did I say? I don't even remember.
It's not
You
what you
said
said,
some
it's
of the
how you
weird
say
shit.
it.
Yeah.
And how he said it didn't work.
That
That
didn't work.
didn't work. That wasn't
Didn't
it.
quite. Yeah.
That's why Dev should say it.
Greetings, Internet.
Thank you.
Happy?
So much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Delvin,
That
you
sounds right.
can't- Yeah, you need your.
No.
I stole that from Elaine. You need your own thing. Don't say that anymore. You're
I
banned
do.
from that.
I do. You've heard many of the things I say. I saw ass
Yeah.
pass to my friend and all the other things I've said. All the other catchphrases.
That's not how you open a podcast, though. See, Donnie has greetings, Cooplings.
Maybe I should say that. Maybe I should open podcasts like that. Maybe they go a lot better. Just open a podcast with I saw ass and pass to my friend.
That's what I've been doing wrong all these years.
That's why we're not hitting the numbers we need to.
Damn it.
Maybe we should start with that.
So simple.
Jesus. Degenerates, all of us. It's great. Well, we're back at it again. Another Wednesday. PSVG rolling along. Let's start with you, Delvin. What the hell you been up to? Because I feel like I need some Florida man nonsense in my life.
It's been a interesting week to say the least. None of the stuff I can talk about.
Been an
It's been
interesting week
fucking
to say a week.
It's been one of those weeks.
You want to
where
roll
just
the
look
intro
at shit
again?
like-
You want to try this again?
Let's just
Delvin, you're just
Yeah, we
you're
can-
fucking it up, man.
Just run it back. It's been a wild week. None of that stuff I can talk about on here because it's insane.
Ooh.
But I will say this: a good thing that happened this week that
That's
Devil
about a Delvin
appreciates.
catchspace.
Right. I was
I
thinking
will
the
say
exact
this.
same thing.
We
Donnie.
get like
That
9 of
is-
those an episode.
Yes.
We should have a counter. Or like a
That's
bell.
a good
Somebody.
idea.
Somebody make that happen.
Somebody make a counter.
I will say this. Ding.
So we did Cadillac on Mars, and I had a conversation with my friends. Well, not the one that Donnie's talking about. That's another situation. But I came
we're
into
gonna talk
some
about
money. I know we are. I
You
came
don't
into
do
some
what to
money
do.
this week, and I bought me something cool.
Okay.
Came into a lot of money,
Oh. A
Devil
lot of money.
appreciate
Not just some money. A lot of money. Okay.
Yeah, I don't appreciate
a
it.
good amount. Devil will appreciate this.
All right.
I bought Optimus Prime.
I was about to say you bought Optimus Prime, didn't you? I knew it.
Yes, I did.
Good job, sir. Good job.
Yeah.
That's
So Donnie
awesome.
doesn't
That
know
thing
what
is
this
so
is.
cool.
This is the robot Optimus Prime that talks, transforms, shoots the gun, says catchphrases. It's fucking cool as shit.
You could have went to the club.
Nah, I don't want to go to the club.
Nah, man.
Celebrated
old for
National
that.
Boob Day in style. Instead, you bought a little robot.
Yes, my own Optimus Prime.
You made the right
He can
decision.
sit next to me. I
do
agree.
not think so.
He can sit next to me, say Autobots transform and roll out.
You
Like,
don't even
fuck
have
yeah,
it in the
Prime.
picture. We still have these golden frame. What happened to the albums?
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
shit.
What happened
Too
to the
much-
shield?
Did we
Next
just like
week,
shame your wall
I gave
so
up.
much that you
You were
don't
just
even want to bother?
like AEW, full of broken promises. Just
Yep.
full of broken promises to the viewer.
Yep.
You were supposed to be having albums plastered on that wall,
Look.
have you a
Mhm.
nice backdrop, and
Hey,
you just gave
I hate
up.
to break it to you guys.
We even
Life is about
brainstormed
disappointment.
albums.
Well, I still have them. Still have them in frames. I'm gonna just do it in my house because I'm not bringing all that shit down here. It's a lot of
Just
good
then
albums.
podcast from your house. We want to see
Yeah.
the
Fuck
dream
no.
that is your house. You live in a freaking fun zone.
Do y'all want to
Toys
hear
R
that
Us over
goddamn parrot all day, just fucking yelling the whole podcast? Parrot fucking sucks. It's a terrible pet. Don't get parrots.
Okay. Does your grandmother live with you?
No,
Why do you have the parrot then?
because she doesn't want to take it to her house because the parrot makes noise all goddamn night.
So why are you stuck with the parrot?
Because I'm the grandson, and as the grandson, you listen to your grandmother.
So you get the parrot, you get the cats, you get the random
Yep.
dogs.
The
you
same
get to go
grandma that
buy-
apparently works for him.
Right.
Remember,
I
he
told-
runs the place.
I told my grandmother one day
And
the
he buys
rapture
her
is going to
dogs.
happen, and just with those
Expensive
cats,
dogs.
just half the cats are going to be gone. It's like, where are they at? I'm like, the Lord took them. I don't know what happened.
She wouldn't know.
I
Nobody
don't.
knows
I
where
don't
cats
believe
go.
you. I don't believe you for one
All-
second.
All 24 of them.
He loves some cats.
He sure does.
No, I don't.
Dr. Doolittle over here.
They keep having babies. Every week I go to that fucking house with another goddamn cat.
You need to fix them.
It's like it's one. Nah, you need to get rid of them. Every week a bitch is pregnant. Like every week I
Places-
go over there, and
Fix
it's
them
another
for
pregnancy.
free.
I'm like a birth.
If you were gonna get rid of the cats, you'd have done it already. You're not
That's
gonna
true.
get rid of the cats. Just stop fronting.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
I don't
Let's
have
just
the
be
energy,
real.
but I'm going to
A
make
lot
the
of
energy.
talk. Just like those albums.
lot of
I'm going to
talk.
get rid of the cats. The
You
cats have to
just
go.
bought. You just bought a new dog.
Yep.
You have the cats. Now you
Not
have
for
the
me.
parrots. You're not getting rid. The cats aren't for you, but you're not going to get rid of them. You're just
No,
going to
the cats gotta
continue
go.
multiplying animals because you're
Yep,
Dr.
you got
Doolittle.
rid of the dog and then had to replace it.
I didn't get rid of the dog. She
Right, but
got
the-
rid of the
but-
dog.
but the
Why
dog-
don't-
Got rid of. And
Yes.
you were like, this can't stand.
You could have been down one.
Yeah, you were like,
could
I
have
gotta
been
fix
down an
this
animal. You're like,
immediately.
No.
We got to take
But see,
care of that.
the
You had to
problem with that
replenish.
is, yes, the problem with that is that was like the only dog like she really liked. Like if it was Lucy,
Can we get rid of the
the
other
big
ones?
dog. Lucy can't go nowhere. Lucy's a good
Much
dog.
like the
I like
parrot
Lucy.
and the 24 cats.
The parrot
that
can fuck off.
continuously multiply.
If
You
I
say
can get
that,
rid of the parrot,
But you won't get rid of it.
I can't get rid of her parrot. The parrot costs too much money.
Sounds
Like,
like
it's-
another
it's-
way for you to just come into some more money.
Yeah.
Buy another Optimus.
Oh, I've considered it.
Or go to the
Oh, I've
club.
considered it. Or Bumblebee. Because they have Bumblebee now and Grimlock.
Oh, there's a Grimlock?
Grimlock's too much
Oh.
fucking money. Grimlock's like $1,400.
Okay, that's a lot.
I'll have to commit a felony to get Grimlock.
Yeah, there's no way I'd get Grimlock.
It's cool as shit.
It's nonsense.
The Prime, yeah. Prime will be here Monday. So the time we record the next episode, Prime will be right next to me, barking orders. He will
That's
be the fourth chair.
Awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Still should
I'm
get rid of that
excited.
parrot. Just saying.
Yeah, I should.
But you won't.
I should. No.
Donnie, I'm gonna need you to change his name from National Boob Day to just Dr. Doolittle. Let's just because that's who
That's
he is.
kind of what it feels like.
It is what it is. You love taking care of all of the pets. Parrot dad, even
No,
better.
no.
Even better. Even
That's
better.
even worse.
It's what you are. Taking
hate
care of
that
that parrot, giving it all the love, making sure it stays alive. You feed it. You let it
I
talk
have to
trash.
feed it. Yeah. Tells you fuck you on a daily basis. No, they have to feed somebody. His response is fuck you. That makes you want to beat the shit out of this fucking bird. You give this cocksucker food, water, and like the necessities for it to survive, and its response is "fuck you." I hate that fucking bird.
You say that, but again, still taking care of it, haven't given it back to grandma, haven't sold it for smack.
Yeah, I probably should sell it.
Jeez.
She would know though.
Well, I'm glad you've got Optimus.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Best thing
And
about
since
this
you can't
week.
talk about any other of your shenanigans that have happened this
Absolutely not.
week.
Absolutely not. It's a fucking shit show at my house. Fucking disaster.
Wow. Sounds like fun.
All I can do now, pray to the Lord. Just call it a day. Just like
Jesus, take the wheel.
Yeah, that's kind of what I gotta do.
Been playing any games to try to alleviate some of that?
Tears of the Kingdom, which people are tired of me talking about. But
Yes,
I'm also
yes.
I don't think anybody's tired
I'm
of hearing you
also
talk about it.
playing. Yes, I'm also playing this game called Killer Frequency. Have you either of you heard of this game?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay. What it is it's a first-person narrative game where you play a DJ, like a talk show DJ, like late night DJ, who was like a big DJ, like in an FM radio station. You had some kind of controversy that happened to you, and you got fired from your job, so you had to go work in this local podunk town where there's like only 1,000 people. So, and what happens is there's a killer loose in the town, like a serial killer who was gone for like several years and now has reemerged. And for some reason, the 911 operator is going to go get help. So all the 911 calls are coming to your radio station. So as the 911 calls come in of the people telling you about the killer, you have to try to save the people, like tell the people what to do so the killer doesn't catch them. It's a really interesting, fun narrative-based game that I'm kind of enjoying.
So to summarize what
trailer.
Delvin said, the
Looks
game
pretty
takes
cool.
place in a small town in 1987 where players control a DJ who acts as an impromptu radio dispatcher when a serial killer returns to terrorize the town's residents.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
That does
It's
sound
pretty
pretty
cool.
Are you
I like
playing
Team
it on your
17.
Steam?
No, I'm playing on the PS5. It's on PS5.
Okay.
I think it might be on sale right now.
Now Dev approves. Dev's like, all right.
No, I just this makes sense, like a little portable game,
It looks pretty nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because like you have to, as you're playing, you have to do the normal things the DJ would do. Like you have to like grab the record from the record shelf and play the record and announce what the record is, and you're talking to your producer in the studio, and she'll tell you things. She'll like, hey, you have a call on line one. You answer
Thank you for
line
calling
one, you
into
talk to him.
99.1. This is Donnie B. Bad.
Exactly.
Caller 17.
That's exactly. They had like it's pretty cool. It's pretty fun. One thing that it did take me out of the experience because I was digging it.
Imagine if you could use like the Hey You Pikachu microphone and you were playing that. You were talking into the game.
That would be cool.
That's the future of
That would
AI.
be
What?
Hey, you
You never seen that?
Little
Hey You Pikachu? Had like a microphone.
Mm.
You yell at Pikachu and stuff.
No.
That was GameCube, wasn't it?
64, I think.
Wow.
Okay, there you go.
Did you
That was
get it
pretty
in
cool.
VR?
That's kind of what
No,
I was
I did
thinking.
not get it in VR.
Should be in VR.
It is a VR game.
think it
Out
is
now
in
on
VR.
PC, VR, and consoles.
That makes sense. Did you ever play Synapse? Have you played your VR at all?
I have not. That's the next
Why
thing I'm
haven't-
gonna play though. Synapse.
Why do you have it if you didn't play that game?
Because
I was gonna play it.
Okay,
The problem is, Tears of the Kingdom is a very long game.
it is. I'm
I'm enjoying it, but that has kind of taken away from everything I've been playing
I got
to
you.
the point where I'm like, I have to play something else.
It's a
I
good
like, really
excuse.
have to stop playing this for a second and play something else because I'm not getting anything done. And yes, I'm getting some shrines done. I'm walking around this fucking place and I'm trying to figure out stuff.
Our
but I'm not
over-under should be if he ever
any
rolls credits
goddamn
on this game. Just like Dev. Many of you have come for the altar and fallen short.
This is the
Oh, I
thing.
never thought I was gonna
I never thought you were going to get to the first temple. And everybody was like, oh, he's going to get it. He's going to do it. I was like, absolutely not.
I really wanted to.
I'm surprised you fell off the damn island. Had you accidentally fallen off, I would have been surprised.
I was running around for a while, got to the depths and everything. I was just like, I can't do this anymore on this console.
I will
Can't
say
do it.
this. I'm going to finish it, but I am worried that by the time the end of the
Just
year
like
comes,
you finished Elden Ring.
Right.
I didn't even try that much. I'm way farther Tears of the Kingdom than I was in Elden Ring. Like way from I could probably beat Tears of the Kingdom.
I shouldn't be throwing stones, man. I don't finish a bunch of stuff, so
No.
I'm just fucking with
But
you.
I am worried that by the end of this year, it's gonna be like, what games you finished, Delvin? Tears of the Kingdom, Forspoken. That's about it.
I mean, Tears of the Kingdom isn't.
It's like
my runtime.
That's a pretty epic finish. So
my runtime was like 100 hours. Now,
I think
in hindsight, I probably could have shaved that down to about 80. But I mean, like I probably played this thing for a good 65 before like I started the end game.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what it's feeling like. Like I'm playing a lot.
It's a decent game for sure.
Nothing wrong with that.
I'm still enjoying it.
It's no Valhalla, but you know.
I'm still enjoying it, but it's like I need to play something else. Like anything. I need to roll credits on some games too while I'm doing this. I'll just do both at one time, but I can't just keep playing this all day, every day.
Yeah.
Killer Frequency is good though.
Good.
It looks
That's
very
awesome.
good.
Very good.
I'll go next because I ain't been doing much. My week has been very busy. I am tired, as is what my life is right now. Dealing with all the back to school, starting up stuff.
Back to
dealing with a
school.
lot
Yeah, the
of-
kids are back.
They started already?
Yeah, yesterday was our first day, and today was the second day.
Jesus Christ. We started on the 16th, and even that feels way too soon. Like, we start in September. What the hell is this starting school in August nonsense? Like,
Yeah, Georgia's always went in August, but it's gotten sooner. It used to be like mid to late August. Now it's like the 1st of August. But they have so many breaks that are woven in throughout the year. They get a week-long break in like September, October, November, March.
What?
Like May. Yeah, they get all these breaks off now. In addition to like their actual breaks too, like the Christmas break and stuff. Like they get extra weeks off.
So ridiculous. Like,
and they have digital learning days where they work from home. They have like remote to school days and stuff. I'm not shocked because it's funny. Like when I talk to other parents, you know, I'll hear parents complain and they'll be like, what am I supposed to do? Like, how do I know to put them in daycare? I can't put them in daycare for 1 week, a month, or a day, a month. What am I supposed to do from at work? And then and I'm like, yeah, that sucks. But then in my head, I remember that like I was just always alone as a kid. And my mom just left me alone at like 8.
Same thing with me.
Right. And I was just like, yeah, you just stay home. And they're like, you can't do that. I'm like, sure you can.
Yeah, you can.
you
can.
You can't. You can.
Yeah, I don't think you can
like,
now. It's
I
frowned
couldn't
upon
leave
now.
my son. Yeah, it's frowned upon. I definitely couldn't leave my son at home at 7. Like, no. He just, no.
Yeah.
Even my daughter, like, she's 12 now, and I'm a little trepidatious about leaving her home by herself.
You sound like my wife. I was like, they'll be fine.
I mean,
Don't lock the doors. They'll be all right.
In the back of my mind, I know they're going to be fine, but it's still like,
we got Ring cameras and shit now. Like,
I was going to say the exact same thing.
I don't have any of that.
See, you got to get some of that. That's the.
And
I've got Live 360 on their phones and all that. Like, yeah,
my kids don't have phones.
Well, you need phones.
In a world where we have Alexa, Ring cameras, you have every resource to answer these kids to answer in the house. Yeah, we have become more closed off than that. Like back in the day, they was just like, "Hey, don't open them doors for no goddamn body. Sitting there, play your game, and watch TV. Shut the fuck up." That was the rule.
Yeah,
and that's what we did.
So you can watch them set the house on fire. Yeah, that's what I feel.
Or tell them not to. You come over the speaker, but hey, stop that shit.
Yeah, I don't have none
cut
of
that shit
stuff set up at all.
I mean, I've told the story a bunch, so I won't say it again.
I'm sitting there worried about them the whole day. Like, I can't function like that.
When I lived in Ohio, we had split sessions, man, and like the whole neighborhood was full of kids all morning because we didn't go to school until like 2 p.m. So I have like these vivid memories. Yeah, it was. I don't want to tell the whole story. It was split sessions because the schools were overcrowded. So they were.
You told the story before.
They were busing certain kids into schools in the morning, and then they would do another wave in the afternoon, and the younger kids were in the afternoon. So I was in 3rd grade, and I would just like sleep in and wake up at like 8 or 9, and then like go outside and play with my friends until the bus came to pick us up. We were just in this apartment complex, no parents anywhere, probably 100 kids just running around the playgrounds and outside. And I remember we used to leave each other's doors open. We'd run in and out of each other's houses. Like,
Such a different time.
such a different time. Like when I tell that story to
Yeah.
people, we'll be over dinner or something, and like the astonishment looks on their
Mhm.
faces. They're like, "What? What is this Children of the Corn shit you speak of?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Because I definitely in like 3rd grade, I was walking home and like
Yeah.
I was at home by myself. But now it's like I'm terrified to let my daughter walk
kindergartner,
outside.
I walked to
'cause it's
school
like,
with my cousins.
I
Kindergarten
did
to
too.
3rd grade,
Walked
we
to
walked
school.
to school. It was about 8 blocks.
yeah, man, it's just a different time. So yeah,
My
I
kids,
totally
my
feel
wife
that.
won't let my kids walk to the next street in the neighborhood. She won't let them walk to the next street
Oh.
over.
We'll let our daughter walk around our neighborhood, but it's also we live in a gated community, so I'm like I'm not too worried about it. I know a lot of the people here, so no big deal. But otherwise, she's not walking to school. Like
I had a bus
people in here
pass.
are
I'd
crazy.
leave entire neighborhood. I'd leave my neighborhood, I'd go my friend's neighborhood down over, go down to the mall.
Yeah.
Go. Yeah.
I did the same.
I
I did the same.
I had to have a conversation with people in my family when I told them that my son was going to go to the store across the street. Like he's
How-
motherfucking 16. If he can't
Oh,
walk his ass
see,
across the
yeah,
street, that's a
better
problem.
get out of here. Yeah.
I think he was 15 at the time. Like, you don't let this
Even
boy
still,
take his ass across the
get
street.
Go across the street, man.
Yeah,
I think the
go to
world
the
is
store. You're
just
fine.
it's so much crazier now. So the human trafficking and stuff is just it's just a scary time. It's just so different. So different. But yeah, I've been dealing with just school stuff, dealing with that and getting ready, trying to figure all that mess out. As far as gaming, I actually rolled credits on Jedi Fallen Order. I had no idea that I was at the end. So when I was like, I need to do something to take my mind off things, I was like, you know what? Let me just run around and Fallen Order. I was like, oh, I'm at the end of the game. Oh, great. So roll credits on that so I can say I beat a game this year.
Solid.
Congratulations.
And then just off all of the excitement surrounding Spider-Man 2, I was like, you know what?
He's feeling it.
Let me go ahead and crank Spider-Man
We gotta get this
remastered up to see
controller.
what that's feeling like.
Get these faceplates.
Absolutely not. I don't want
He's
that to
feeling the
happen.
hype. He's about to eat it. It's about
Absolutely
to
not.
happen.
Yeah.
He's about to. It's a gift.
Do it.
A gift will come in soon.
Do it.
I'm
Yeah.
definitely not buying those faceplates because I like my Ghost of Tsushima faceplate
That's
that
true.
I
Your
made.
ghost is pretty nice.
I
We can
like
have
that
both
way
pairs.
better.
We can swap them out.
Yeah, just have two.
Multiple
Yeah,
faceplates.
I'm not doing that.
You'd be like,
That's
I
a
have a
waste.
Have
feeling.
one.
I'm feeling Ghost of Tsushima eat this month. Be feeling sort of,
Yeah.
Peter Parker-ish next month.
No, my
Yeah.
PlayStation sits
Have a summer
on the
plate and a
bottom
winter
shelf.
plate. There you go.
Dude, I love
no.
faceplates.
That is
They're
something
great.
you guys do. That is all y'all. You guys can buy all the faceplates. You can buy all of the controllers.
I will.
That's y'all.
Yep.
It's not
Okay.
your boy.
Boring.
Thank you.
I got my 4
Appreciate
controllers. We're
Boring.
good to go.
Calls
Good
me
to go.
bland and boring.
I don't think you're bland and boring. I think some of your style stuff is a little
Right.
eh.
Style. Calls my style boring.
Style stuff.
Mr.
But you like accessories.
The one
And that's
faceplate.
cool. Yeah, I don't need to accessorize my.
Don't talk to
PlayStation.
me about
It's
style
good.
until you got 4 faceplates.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I agree.
not style. That's just
You don't know
excess.
anything about accessorizing.
That's just excess. That's all that is.
Mm-mm.
I accessorize myself, my clothes, my shoes. I'm not
Do
accessorizing
you?
my PlayStation.
Yeah, I bet he's got one pair of shoes.
No,
He
I
just
got
has on a white
Foot Locker.
T-shirt. He's
It's
like,
the
I
same
accessorize
shoe
myself.
over and over and over again.
Yeah, I'm not coming to the podcast. There's no point in doing that.
You coming here in the same
I got some
uniform every
upstairs.
week, a white T-shirt. I
Mhm.
accessorize myself. What the hell are you
Mhm.
talking about?
Yeah, I'm not
You
showing up
accessorize
like
like
that for
Ronald
y'all.
McDonald. What are you lying for?
I'm not showing up for y'all for that. Y'all get the white tee or like a Tetris tee or something like that. That's all y'all get. But
Wow.
yeah, no. So I've been playing Spider-Man.
Disappointing.
It's fun. I'm enjoying
some
it.
shoes.
It's a nice little run back. You bought some more shoes?
I did. I
Yeah.
bought some shoes. I haven't bought shoes in like 2 or 3 years.
Wow.
What kind of shoes you
Good for
got?
you, Daddy. Yeah,
Just-
what would you get?
Black Vans.
Got my Vans on, but they look like sneakers.
I wanted to get some Vans when they was doing the Marvel thing.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
are fresh.
They never had my size. When I think it was the Black Panther ones I wanted to get. They never had my size in them. So like, oh,
You never looked them up?
I did. And I was going to get them on Amazon. They didn't have my size.
You never looked them
I
up
went to the
now?
vet.
You can check eBay or something.
I have not.
You probably find someone on Etsy that make you some.
That's actually a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's all kinds of people that like will do custom design shoes.
That's not a. I kind of dig that.
Why get the regular ones when you can have like one of a kind?
I might do that.
Couldn't do it. I don't like Vans though. It's not my jam.
Yeah, it's my style, my terrible style.
I
You
didn't
like
say it was
controllers and
terrible.
faceplates.
My son likes Vans. My wife likes Vans. That's not my style. I don't like Vans. I don't like Chucks. Like it just.
I bought my daughter Chucks for school.
Yeah,
That's why I got in the mood to buy
Chucks too.
some shoes too. I picked them out for her,
Mm.
which was interesting because she likes them, which was surprising my wife. She was like, "Wow!" I got her these. They're orange Chuck Taylors with like kind of like red, like rose pattern like throughout them.
Mhm.
I got her the white kind. She wanted like the super white. I was like, okay, we'll get those. And I was like, we'll get some of these to throw in. And she wore them for her first day of school. She's like, Dad,
Nice.
these are pretty cool. I was like, of
Oh,
course
that's
they are.
cool.
Don't be afraid of bright colors.
Gotta have the bright colors, man.
Like, geez, everybody's so scared.
It is-
Everybody's
yeah, I
scared
don't
of bright
understand
colors,
that.
man.
So on Fridays, I always have Fresh Cake Fridays. And that's usually where I wear some bright tennis shoes or whatnot because I don't have to actually dress in like slacks and a shirt or whatnot. So anytime I come in like some bright kicks, everybody's like so amazed, like, oh my God, those are so bright. I'm like, what is wrong with y'all? Just because I'm not wearing the dad New Balances that all of you people
Yeah, we
have
grew up in
what's wrong
a
with y'all?
grungy time, right? Calvin Klein, everything's gray and black and white.
Yeah. No, thank you. Give me the colors.
Yeah, I like
So-
colors. I mean, I'm a fan.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta have some pop. Like nobody wants to be drab all the time. That's boring. Even like my dress shirts, people are like, "Wow, it's a nice color shirt. It's nice and bright." So like I got
I got like
bright
the
blue or maroon.
got the Ohio
or a
State. I
bright
got the Buckeye
purple.
Nikes.
Yeah,
Like when I was recruiting, I got the Buckeye Nikes. Those usually catch some looks. I've got some Child's Play Chuck Taylors. I haven't worn them in years. I used to have Nintendo laces. I had a pair of Vans with Nintendo laces. I had all these
Nice.
Nintendo characters and stuff to them. Yeah.
very nice. But yeah, that's all I've been up to. Donnie,
Digging
what the hell you
Spider-Man.
been up to? Yeah, just digging Spider-Man. It's been fun.
Yeah, a lot. But before we do that, I feel like I need to clear my throat because a member of the family apparently just felt like the need to fucking throw shots at me for no reason. I don't know why my name was in his mouth. But Chalfie, keep my name out your mouth. But to catch everybody up to speed, listen in.
Let's throw this in there too. This whole, the people like that are so like, the Microsoft merger is going to benefit gamers. They're going to bring all the games back. Really? They're going to bring the games back? That's what's going to happen? The games that don't make money, they're going to come back? You better believe they are. Yeah, right. You fucking lost your goddamn mind. They are not bringing back Rock Band. They're not bringing back all your fucking fan favorites. It's not happening. You know why? Because they would have brought them back now. If they were making money, they'd be making money. But they're not. So
I
guess
can't
what?
wait.
They're not coming back.
I can't wait till a certain person hears this podcast.
So, I mean, hey, listen.
For once, they're not gonna be mad at me.
So is that me? Is this, you just gonna bring the games back? Is that me? Is that me? Were y'all thinking of me?
Me, I didn't have nothing to do with
This
shit. I didn't
motherfucker.
say the comment at all.
Oh, he's gonna bring the games back. So listen here. Is Chalfie wrong? I don't know. I don't know if Chalfie's wrong. I don't know if I'm right. I don't think so. I don't think he's wrong. I don't think he did a very good job of making his case. But in case his whole to bring the game back, in case that's me, allow me to clap back, and I'll just throw in a few more exhibits here. Exhibit A: Xbox CEO Phil Spencer on reviving old Activision games as Microsoft positions itself as tech's gaming company. Exhibit B: Phil Spencer's eager to revisit abandoned Activision franchises. Exhibit C: a new Guitar Hero game is discussed as part of Microsoft Activision Blizzard's purchase. Exhibit D: a new leak claims Elder Scrolls Oblivion is getting a remake. Okay, I don't know if all of these games are going to come back. I can't say that. Do I feel more hopeful in a post Xbox Activision merger that we may see another Guitar Hero Tony Hawk? Absolutely, I do. Are you wrong that they weren't making money? No, you weren't, but I think you're missing out context. Activision wasn't making more Guitar Heroes because they weren't making money. It's because they weren't making enough money. They weren't making Call of Duty money. There's a huge difference between Guitar Hero can't make money and Guitar Hero can't make Call of Duty money. We've already seen with Xbox that this is the company that published Bleeding Edge and Grounded and Ori, and their thing is Game Pass. It's not about let's bleed Call of Duty absolutely dry to enhance and expand our shareholder price as much as possible. That's not the goal. The goal is let's use Call of Duty to bring people to Game Pass, and let's fill Game Pass out with content. Netflix isn't Netflix because it has the single best TV show available. Netflix is Netflix because it has something for everybody. And it's the swath of content. It's all of the content collective that brings people together and keeps them subscribing. So by my count, Chalfie, you're wrong. But please, by all means, tell me how I'm incorrect.
I can't wait for another month to hear his response.
I mean,
Hopefully he does homework next time, because
I don't think anybody's correct or incorrect until it starts happening. Like, we
That
know
is
he
true.
has it.
True.
He wants to revisit it. The question is, can they? And with music licensing being what it is, I think that's the major hurdle as to why we don't have more Guitar Heroes, more rock bands. They release new tracks every now and again, but I think just
I mean,
getting
they
up-
have rock bands. Yeah, we don't have a new Guitar Hero. They tried with the Wii U, and that definitely failed. I believe the Guitar Hero would be a perfect game for Game Pass, because I think Guitar Hero is like the perfect live service game.
Yeah,
I think
it's
you
for
make a
platform.
Guitar Hero, you license, however many songs you want to get started with. The controller is the hurdle. How do you do the controller? I think what you got to do is you got to find a way to make Guitar Hero work on a regular controller, and then allow people to buy an enhanced actual guitar controller if they want to. Because people will, but not everybody will. So you got to find a way to bring everybody to the party. And if you can do that, you're good to go.
Especially if you can make the old controllers compatible. Like,
Sure,
find a way
that works
to
too.
allow the older ones.
It's
to
not
be able to
like he didn't say this, but I almost feel like he was probably thinking that, because I think he did mention the guitar a little bit, but he didn't really say it. It's not like Xbox doesn't have 90 fucking controllers you can buy. It's not like they didn't just release another one this week. Like, they have the Xbox Design Lab. They love selling people controllers and pieces of plastic. That doesn't mean they'll put them all in, in stores, but there are people that scoff at the idea of Guitar Hero coming back because they're like, they can't do the controllers, they're too big, retailers don't want to keep them. It's like they have the accessibility controller. I've never seen one of those on shelves. They've got 1,000 controllers. They got Elite controller. They got all kinds of fucking controllers.
Yeah,
like,
and if they sell, retailers will stock them. Like,
and that's why I think Game Pass. I think you do Guitar Hero, you put it in Game Pass, so people don't have to buy it. That'll make them more likely to buy the controller.
yeah.
And then you just keep adding to it, and you just keep those people in Game Pass. Imagine if Game Pass, if every month they had like a track pack. Every month coming to Game Pass, here's 3 new songs we added to Game Pass and 10 more that you can buy. And imagine if they just kept doing that.
You don't even need to worry about retailers. Just be like Sony and just sell everything from your direct site.
Yeah,
Call it a day.
exactly. Yeah.
Like, you don't need retailers at this day and age. Just sell it online, sell it direct. You can sell it at a lower cost because there's no middleman that needs to, finch your goods, basically. And boom, it's in Game Pass. Buy this controller, good to go.
Yeah. And I think they're 100%. I think we'll see another Crash game, another Tony Hawk game. Like, they're not going to not use those IP. We've heard Phil talk about wanting to bring Hexen back. They're trying to revive Oblivion. They want to give, oh God, who's the Avowed developer? Obsidian. They want to let them do a Fallout game. Yeah, they want to use the IPs. They're not just going to bring Call of Duty. Like, it's not just about Call of Duty. They've even talked about giving Call of Duty more time in between releases, not doing a Call of Duty every year. Why? So Raven and folks might be able to make something else too.
Yep.
So
I mean, That way you have even more exclusive content that you can say is on Game Pass. So yeah, Call of Duty, sure, everywhere. But all these other games, all these other studios that were allowed to cook are now cooking for
Yeah.
Xbox.
And it's different. Activision was they were constantly trying to one up the last quarter shareholder, the last quarter profits, right? That's not necessarily the case with Microsoft, because now Xbox just folds into the bigger shareholders report. They want to be profitable. I don't want to, but they want monthly active users. They want Game Pass subscribers. They want more than just complete revenue.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I think the goalpost has moved a little bit. So I disagree with you, Chalfie, but I liked your Donnie impression. It's good. I'm glad you liked it, Joe. Yeah, so we're doing the back to school thing. My wife ran over some shit and fucked her car up, so I've been working on that. My other car had issues. I'm working on that. My basement flooded. I'm working on that. So I've had a hell of a week.
Mm-hmm.
I went out to my mother-in-law's birthday this past weekend, drove up to there to see them. It was spicy.
You peopled?
I peopled. My in-laws were in a mood. They were combative as hell. They wanted to talk to me about the Sound of Freedom and religion and the Barbie movie and its takes on America. Like the shit was like,
Good Lord.
they just came with like one hot topic issue after the other. And I just kept deflecting it. I was like, nope, I'm not even doing that with you guys. They're like, well, I just generally want to know. I'm like, no, you go talk to, I'm just asking questions, stick over to Tucker Carlson or something. I'm not listening to this stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely not.
You don't really want to hear my opinion at all.
You don't, well, it was like, and honestly, I was like, you don't want to get me started, right? Because I'm going to hurt your feelings. Like, y'all are not going to like this. Just like I did Chalfie. I'm going to come over seats. Okay. I'm not just going to say some shit. It was just interesting. It was an interesting day I had to spend up there. I cut into my games a little bit, but I have been playing some games. I've been playing some Wii, as folks in the Discord saw. I've hacked my Wii. I've successfully got it deployed. I figured out my Nintendo issue, got my GameCube games going. So I spent the afternoon playing some Wii with Jack. We've got like 1,000 games on it. It's kind of awesome to scroll through the little video game slider in the thing and just be able to, it's like having a Blockbuster or something. You just see all these cases just zoom by. You just get to pick one and it just boots up. It's kind of neat. I played the Thronefall demo. I don't think that's on anybody's radar, right? I saw it at E3. It's an indie game. It's a game called Thronefall. It's kind of like Cat's Quest. It's like a city builder, like tower defense game, but you're on like auto attack. It's kind of got like a neat, like cartoony style. I thought it was okay. I'm not like gonna go buy it, but I thought it was pretty cool. But the game that I'm really playing, there's actually two of them, but the game that I'm really playing was the game I started to talk about last week when I told you that I just started playing it. And that game is Warhammer 40K Bolt Gun. And I talked about it on Shack, and it's fucking awesome. So, I've talked about it on this show a couple times that I'm trying to get into this Warhammer thing. I want to see what this Warhammer thing's all about. There's the new game that's coming up. I wanted to see if I might be interested in playing the new game. And I played some Space Marine. I played a few hours of that, and it's been good. I like it. It's like Gears, but it's old. Like I'm playing an old game. So I'm on the Warhammer Reddit, and every now and again they have topics that pop into my feed, and I see this topic pop in, and it's like, did you know that Bolt Gun is a sequel to Space Marine, and it's like a prequel for Space Marine 2. Now the lore for Warhammer is infinite. It's got to be like Destiny.
It is.
Like it's insane. I'm not even going to try to attempt to understand it. I really don't.
It's way bigger and way more ridiculous than Destiny.
So
way longer.
But I thought it was cool, and I did not know that it was a new game. Like there's a new Warhammer game. I was like, oh shit! Apparently this just came out. It came out in May. It's called Warhammer 40K Bolt Gun, and it's a boomer shooter. And I was like, oh shit! Now you're speaking my language. So of course I immediately bought it, and I started playing it, and it's fucking awesome. It's Doom. It's like old school Doom, like almost every boomer shooter is. But if it was like Gears, Which by the way is like my new favorite thing. Now I just want to like a Gears boomer shooter. I'm like, why doesn't Gears have one of these too? Everybody has one of these. I want one of these for everything.
Never heard the term boomer shooter.
I did this with, this is a thing. Yeah. You didn't know that?
Nah.
It's a genre.
Yeah,
it's like a whole thing.
About it on here.
Yeah. Yeah. When I said this to
Oh.
Rebecca, she was all like, what is that? Yeah. There's a whole like genre of first person shooters made in like 90s Doom style. And there's a ton of them. They're coming out in droves by the bucket. This, I really started to get into it with like Dusk, right? You guys remember I was playing
that's the
Dusk
one
and
you
I kept talking about
recommended.
like, yeah. And that whole developer, that's all they do. And I've played a bunch of them since then. And what was the game? Super Fashion Police Squad that I loved, right? Is a boomer shooter. And I really enjoy these games. I like them because they're simple. Also because of their, not always, but usually because of their graphic style. Their performance is off the chain. Like they run, everything is super fast and fluid. So you just get in there, and I mean, boomer shooter, you fucking boom gun, right? You get in there and just start shooting shit. It's like Hexen, you know, it's that kind of that style. What makes this one different? This one's the best one I've played. This is my favorite one. Bolt gun is my favorite one that I've played out of all of these style of shooters that I've played. Bolt gun is fun because it's got a lot of bloom effects. So just visually, it's very bright and colorful. There's all these monsters. They're pink, they're blue, they're green. You shoot them, blood's going everywhere. And it's just like very chaotic. It's got a lot of secrets. It's got a lot of hidden areas, a lot of secrets to find, which I'm a big, like, I think this speaks to like I think I've said this for many years too, like my love of like Turok and like Goldeneye, like all of this kind of fits together. And it feels very Warhammer. Warhammer, you get a chain sword, right? So like Gears, you have the Lancer, right? You got the fucking big gun and the saw. In Warhammer, they have the chain sword, which is like the same thing except there's a sword. But in this one, when you use the sword, you enter like bullet time, and it like meat hooks to the enemy, like you grapple. So if you get close enough to use the chain sword, when you highlight the enemy and you click on the chain sword, you start to in slow motion zip to them. And then when you hit them, you can keep grinding. So you can hit them and you just keep sawing. You're just like, as blood and everything goes everywhere. It's tough, but it's rewarding. And I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm through chapter 5. Or no, hang on. I'm through chapter, I think it's like I'm in chapter 2. I think it's like part 6. What I would call chapters, I think they would call levels. So I think I'm on level 6.
Yeah,
because I think technically the game has 3 chapters. Huh?
I totally would have thought this was a Doom game. Just looking at some of the screens, I would have. This just looks like Doom.
When you look at boomer shooters, that's what you're going to see most of the time. Is you're going to think, oh, that's Doom or a skin of Doom, right? But yeah, everybody's kind of doing one, and like this is like my new favorite little subgenre. Like I kind of want one of these for everything. I want a Gears version. I want a Call of Duty boomer shooter. I want like a Resident Evil boomer shooter. You guys might have heard it's not similar, but there's BattleBit. It's like taken off on YouTube and Twitch and stuff. You guys heard of that?
Nah.
It's like
BattleBit. I don't think I've heard that one.
It's like Battlefield, but it's like Minecraft, but like way toned down. Yeah. So there's like a whole little segment of people that are finding these games and playing them. It's really big. It's like they had like 200,000 players playing the other night or something, playing this BattleBit game.
Oh my god! Yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm like, why would I want to play Minecraft shooter? I don't get it. I'm old.
Well,
I don't get it.
I haven't played that one, but Jack has, and what I've been told online is that people are like, but it does feel like Battlefield. Like they're like, Battlefield sucks, so this is the next best thing. So they're digging it. But this is just single player. I'm just playing single player, and it is like very Warhammer. There's lore and there's a story, and I'm barely paying. I'm just there to blow shit up and be cool. But you're doing like the 4th Emperor, and you do all this stuff, and I love how hulking the Space Marines are. They're so big. Yeah, you go running and they just go crunch. You get like, it's very Anthem.
It's
like,
very Donnie ass.
Oh, I'm loving it. I love it. Yeah, it is my shit. Like this is my shit. It speaks to me. So I'm digging it. I like it a lot. Warhammer 40K bolt gun is really good. And then I got pinged the other day on a sale in the Webhooks channel for River City Girls 2, which came out last year, and I never played because dear friend Ryan got it. And I think he told me it wasn't very good. And I was waiting on it to go on sale. It had a pretty penny for, for a beat 'em up. I think it was like $40. So this is the first time I've seen it on sale. I picked it up for $16. Delvin, did you see the gift that I sent you in the thing?
I did not check it out yet.
I gifted
see
you
it, but I
River
didn't
City
open it.
Girls.
Oh,
the first
perfect.
one. If you don't have it yet, you should get it.
I don't have it.
Because I love
wanted to
these
play that one.
games. I love, or at least I
Should've
love.
stole-
You son
Yeah,
of a
you-
bitch. No, you don't.
I should
In
have.
fact,
You still can, apparently. Apparently the code's
I
open.
know.
But I love River City Girls. It's a beat 'em up. It's very Scott Pilgrim. It's harder. But they have like a really, I mean, I wouldn't call it deep, but they have a pretty hefty little like RPG building system behind it where you buy all of the different stuff to update all your stats and you keep fighting to get more money and you just kind of grind it. It's like a beat 'em up, but with grinding. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. I like it. I am enjoying it. I played it maybe 4 hours since I bought it. And it just feels like more of the same. I'm not exactly sure. I don't remember what Ryan was saying that made me let it off. I think there was some performance issues. I'm playing it on PC. I'm playing on the Ally, of course. So that might be it. I think there was some performance issues on launch, but I'm not having any issues. And it's beautiful and it's gorgeous and it's got awesome artwork. And it's just tough. These games, like the River City Girls, hurt my hands. And I'm already starting to feel that now. Like it's tough. It's tougher. It's harder than Scott Pilgrim. It's harder than Streets of Rage. It's tougher than Streets of Rage. I have no idea how it compares to something like Double Dragon. But
Double Dragon is not hard.
Yeah, I mean it's tough. And it's not like it's forgiving. It's not hard or anything like that. I mean it's not like you're not going to lose all your progress or anything like that. Like you'll respawn and keep going. It's just you're going to die a lot. Because you're just not really you're not really strong. Oh, Yarden corrects me. Here you go. Thank you. Ryan loved it. He just said I was waiting on the 60 FPS patch. Thank you for the correction. Yeah, that's what I remember. I thought I remembered him saying something like, yeah, there's performance issues. I remember he told me to wait. That's what I remember.
FPS patch, was it a console thing? Because
I don't
we
know.
live in the world
Yeah,
of
I don't
PC,
remember.
where
It
that's
was a
not a
year
problem.
ago. Yeah, I don't remember. It was a year ago. But I did post a couple of screenshots or just a couple pictures of what it looks like on my Ally, and it's gorgeous and it's beautiful and colorful, and I do love the story, and it's a very fun writing. It's a very good game. So I almost completely stopped playing Pikmin once I got a hold of River City. I was like, I'm just gonna play this though. I am enjoying Pikmin. It's just like not at what I'm wanting to play at the moment. I just feel like I have games that I'm having more fun with than I'm wanting to play. So
Nice.
yeah. So that's it.
Cool.
Fun week. Suck it, Chalfie.
I'm glad suck it, Chalfie. Glad you're having a good time with your games.
Thank you.
Hopefully all the madness in your home has subsided and things will stop breaking. And
I went out
flooding.
there and I swapped the idle air control valve today, and that got my check engine light to go off. I got under the car, as you guys saw, got my wife's car situated, got my sump pump fixed this morning. So I'm knocking on wood. I don't wake up tomorrow and half the damn house is falling apart, but it would be nice if everything could just chill for a minute. Everything could just stop. That'd be great.
Fingers crossed and prayers up that everything in the Reese household just holds. Just hold.
just hold,
Yeah. All right. Enough of that. Donnie, let's get into the news.
Let's do it.
It's some people hating big time, but it's people hating on this campus. You are freaking African Americans plus Mark. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm rocking with Mark because Mark is rocking with us.
Yes, that is a great throwback.
Pull that one out of retirement. Found that on my hard drive the other day.
Nice.
Okay, so we talk about this year having so many games, specifically this fall, and it kind of gets started this month if you haven't thought it already didn't get started with Street Fighter and Diablo and Final Fantasy and everything. So I thought we'd do a rundown of the games that you can look forward to coming out in August, starting tomorrow with Baldur's Gate 3 coming out to everywhere but Xbox, I believe. It's not Switch.
Yeah, I think they said Xbox in like 2024 at the earliest.
On the 10th, you have Atlas Fallen, and then Stray comes to Xbox. I'm sorry, Delvin, what were you going to say?
I said, damn, that's a long time for it to come to Xbox.
Yeah, I
They've
guess
been
they're having a
spoken-
problem with the multiplayer on Xbox.
No. I thought they went on record saying that they have to dedicate like specific resources to port the game to get it running on Series S. They're kind of leading that charge that the Series S is.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought I read that it was the multiplayer that was having an issue on that.
And I can't tell you that I'm like super well versed on Series S, so it possibly could be, but I don't think so. On the 15th, Everspace 2 officially launches. It has been in early access. You can play it on Game Pass for PC. On the 17th, Madden 24 releases. On the 18th, you can play Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. On the 22nd, The Immortals of Avium apparently officially is going to release. And then so will Fort Solis, which has Troy Baker in it. That's all I think that's all we know about it. Like still to this day, that's all I think anybody ever really says about the game. And the Red Dead guy too, isn't he in that too?
yes. It's a sci-fi narrative-based game, if I remember correctly.
The 24th, Blasphemous 2 releases. On the 25th, Armored Core 6 releases. On the 29th, you have your pick between Sea of Stars, Goodbye Volcano High, Samba de Amigo, and Under the Waves. And then on the 31st is Trine 5, apparently. I was surprised when I saw that. I was like, oh, it's coming out already? I thought the game was coming out next year. I hadn't really heard about it. So that's kind of your monthly lineup. Are you guys planning on getting anything?
I feel like if I don't get Sea of Stars, Rebecca might snipe me.
I'm not getting Sea of Stars, so
Oh,
I told her to her face.
You don't have to get Sea of Stars. Doesn't it come to the non-essential?
I told her I
tier of
still not
PlayStation
played it.
and Game Pass. So
And I was
Oh,
like,
yeah,
"And
it
I'm
does.
still
Yes,
not
but-
playing it."
you're
She's
good,
like, try the
Delvin.
demo. I'm like, nah, I'm not even going to do that.
You don't have to worry, Delvin. You're good. You're safe. You're safe. Rebecca
Thank you,
won't
Dev.
hurt you.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
I'm very
gonna try
interested in
Texas
Atlas Fallen.
Chainsaw Massacre.
Atlas Fallen is on my wish list, but I don't think I'll be buying it. Like,
Oh,
it's,
I'm not buying it.
yeah,
I'm
it's
not
kind of
buying
like
that
a,
or Immortals of Avium.
if I can get it on sale
I'm
one
not-
day. Does Immortals
Y'all let me know
have,
how
can
those
I do
work
the
out.
10-hour EA trial on that? Because if I can, I
That's a
want to
good
check it out.
question.
If not, I'll wait. I'm going to wait on
I'll
most
wait till you know
things.
again.
I'm going to get Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. And I'm probably going to get Under the Waves.
I'm getting Fort
I don't know
Solis,
what either of those are.
and I'm getting Under the Wave too. That's the one with that's made by the people. What are they called? Well, it's not made by them. It's made by what are the people? Quantic Dream. I think they're producing it or something like that.
I don't remember. I just remember it had a really cool trailer, and I was like, I want to see more. Yeah, good memory.
Yeah.
Quantic Dream.
Yeah, I pre-ordered. I was thinking like $30.
Yeah, I'm getting that. I would probably get Trine 5 if I wasn't busy. I want to get Armor Core. Just I know it's going to be like really hard. And like if
Everybody
I'm going
says
to
it
get in
looks
on
good.
something like that, I'm going to get it cheap. I'm not going to like be in day one. I don't think I'm day one on Armor Core. I'm probably day
looks
one on
cool.
Armor Core when it comes to Game Pass. I'm like, fucking
Everybody says
yes,
it looks
Armor
really
Core comes
good.
to Game Pass.
It looks cool.
It
That's
does. It
about all I
looks
can say about
great.
it.
It looks great.
It does.
But I really want to. I wish that's like it is a Game Pass game, you know, like quote unquote. I'd love to be able to have that via subscription versus buying it outright. Because it's just, you know, it's like in the back of my head, it's like I'm probably not going to love it, but on the chance that I do, it'd be great to be able to. I'd love a demo, Armored Core demo. I'd love to give it a try because I think
Yeah.
it looks awesome.
Yeah.
And then, Bomb Rush Cyberpunk is kind of like the jet set indie game.
Yeah, I was just
Okay.
looking at that. It's like, what is that? Yeah.
Yeah. I hope it's good.
I really want to check out Atlas Fallen and Immortals, but they're gonna have to wait.
I'll play my 10 hours of Madden like I do every year.
Oh yeah, I could do that, but I'm not gonna.
I'll play it for like
I'm
a
not doing
weekend. I'll get all hyped for preseason and the Browns or whatever, and then I'll play for a little bit. Probably talk about
NBA 2K's.
how it
game
sucks
I do
and it's
that.
like everything else. I believe you can do Madden. This year's Madden is like the next gen version comes to PC for the first time, right?
Yep.
So that's very good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll definitely be trying that. We have a PlayStation patch over there in PS5 land. If you're in the beta, you get access to it early, right?
That is correct.
Yeah, I'm in the beta. It's nice.
And
It's
it
cool.
includes new accessibility features. Like you'll be able to assign a second controller as an assist controller to a single account. It also adds support for Dolby Atmos for HDMI devices like soundbars and home theaters. Allows the PS5 to pass 3D audio to Atmos devices. You can now search for games in your library. It's shocking that that wasn't there. You know, that's not there in Switch either. If you go to re-download something in Switch, it's like Vita. It just opens up this giant list of anything you've ever had on
And you
Switch,
got to go down,
and
the
you just got to
whole list.
scroll through it. Heaven forbid
Yep.
you buy something that's like Zebra. You just be there all day trying to get down there. They're also updating the UI for parties. They have made game help card improvements. But most notably, I think, is that they've given users the option to mute the PS5 beep sound when turning it on.
So
I didn't know that.
let me
was the
talk
issue.
on that a little bit.
Apparently, it is.
Oh, it's a huge issue. So not only can you mute it, but there's
huge
actually
issue.
3 levels of sound. So you can actually turn it down. So the standard is like a really high beep, then you can turn the beep to 2 levels lower. But or you can turn it off. The funny thing is, like I went ahead and turned it off. But then when I turn on my PlayStation, I'm waiting to hear the beep for it to
Of
start.
course,
up,
you've been
and I'm like,
conditioned.
Yeah,
I've been very
that's what I was
conditioned
thinking.
since
Like that.
PlayStation 3.
Pavlov's dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, that's right. There's no beep sound. It's already on. That's great. But yeah, man, I used to hate that beep because if I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go play a game, you turn that beep on. It's like the loudest thing in the world, wakes up the whole house. Everybody's like, what's going on?
The whole house wakes up from that one beep.
Dude, I swear to God, that beep
The whole
is
house.
so loud.
My man
Everybody
hates
just gets up.
faceplates. He knows everything there is to know about this damn beep setting.
That's what I care about. You know,
Wow.
I don't need PlayStation telling on me when at 2 a.m. I can't sleep and I'm gonna go play PlayStation. I don't need it broadcasting to the whole house.
They should have left it on and then used that as a selling feature for the queue.
So,
They should have
So
been
yeah,
like, hey,
it's-
if you buy the queue, we'll turn on your PS5 silently. It's a special feature.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But yeah, it was cool to be able to go through and turn that off and some of
Damn.
the other features. I mean, honestly, that was the first. This has been the first time I've turned on my PlayStation 5 in about 2 or
Yeah.
3 months.
Yeah.
Just haven't
Wow.
played, I haven't
Honest-
played anything on PC.
Yarn is scared he's
So-
gonna wake up somebody in his house. That's why he's like, I can't turn it back on. They're gonna hear the noise.
Yeah, man. Oof. It's fighting. It's fighting
That
words,
sounds
man.
absurd.
Can't call it, man. When you live in a small apartment, that beep comes on. Everybody's like,
Everybody thought I was
Telling you.
crazy when I wanted to be able to hold the button to turn it off, like every other fucking PlayStation console for the last 20 years. I'm like, that's ridiculous. And they're like, we need to be able to mute this beep.
doesn't it turn off the same way with every other play? You have to hold the button down and it goes to a thing and you turn it off. Same way on the PS5.
I don't remember. There was something wrong with that or different about
Yeah.
it when we did it. I remember when I first got my PS5. That's all I remember. I was like, how do I turn this off? I remember I think I kept pressing and holding and it didn't. You had to like go to the home button or something to do it.
You hold it and it brings up the little small menu or whatnot, and then you can just
Mm.
scroll over to turn it off.
Hmm.
So I mean, before you hold it and it brings up the side menu, now it brings up a small menu on the bottom.
The Yarden says, I still want the long press on the PlayStation button on the controller to turn it off.
You still had to go into a menu, like
I don't
regardless
remember.
if you hold
I
it, there's a menu you got to go into to turn it off.
Despite the widespread epidemic of PlayStation 5 mute beep sounds destroying and wrecking homes across the
It's
globe,
worst. It's the
PS5
worst.
continues to lead gaming hardware dollars and units, passing 40 million sold, and the PlayStation Edge is gaming's best-selling accessory.
It's so nice.
Is it
feels
though?
so good in my
Man,
hands.
my man hates faceplates. Talking about
Feels
showing me
great.
this janky-ass controller.
I love it. I don't care. It just feels
It
good.
is
in
a
my
hoopty
hand.
if I've ever seen one. It looks like 18 pieces like glued together. It's like the Breath of the
It-
Wild fused that
It
controller together.
really does not look like
It
that.
does.
At all.
It's a Frankenstein of
Smoking
controllers.
crack. You're smoking
Frankenstein.
crack. It's not.
It looks like your controller has armor. It's like it has Nerf armor. Is what that controller looks like.
Can't believe it.
You're just so wrong. But it's
I'm not.
okay. I'm gonna let you be wrong. I'll
Okay.
let you be wrong.
We've got an update on Game Pass. You can play Celeste. A Short Hike is out tomorrow. You can play Broforce Forever on the 8th, Limbo on the 9th, Airborne Kingdom on the 10th, Everspace 2 on console on the 15th, and then Death Stranding, Edge of Eternity, Midnight Fight Express, and Total War Warhammer 3 are leaving Game Pass. Probably, I don't know, I didn't write down the date. 15th in the month, sometime soon. Usually 2 weeks from now. I don't think I'm going to play any of those at all. So.
I like Broforce. Is that a sequel? Broforce Forever?
I think it's a DLC.
Oh, okay. Broforce is a pretty fun game.
Some quick hitters. You guys might want to talk about this one, I'm not sure, but Nintendo's next gen console is likely to release the second half of 2024, according to reports. A lot has been said about this. I plan on talking about this quite a bit on Shaq. Do you guys want to talk about something about this?
They've been saying this for a while. Like, this always comes up. Like, oh, it's coming out soon. We have test prototype kits and stuff like that. Like, oh, it's going to be coming out for a while.
This came from VGC, was corroborated by Eurogamer, citing sources that have dev kits. So it's a bit more.
So this is
it's a bit more
concrete.
Yeah. Actually, there's rumors going around that they could announce it soon as Gamescom.
Huh.
And then not release it for a year.
Yeah, which is kind of what they did with the Switch.
It was that long.
That is kind of what
Yeah.
I
I think it was like 9 months, but yeah, like they announced it early and then we had to wait for it.
In the summer, and it came in like March or
Well,
something.
they announced it and then they had like their event. They announced it, we saw it, and then they had their event, I think, in January, and then they had like the launch in March. So yeah, it was a whole thing. They might be trying to do something like that. I don't know. I would be a little surprised if they went as soon as Gamescom. When I first saw this news, I was like, oh, well, that'll probably be at the Game Awards. But then people were like, nah, they're going to do it in the Gamescom. So if they were going to do it at Gamescom, I guess maybe they were afraid it'd leak. I don't know. But it seems strange that they would do it ahead of the holiday season.
Yeah, because they feel like that might cannibalize sales for
consoles.
Switches that are.
But maybe they just don't think they're going to sell that many consoles anyway. I could see that being like, hey, man, we've sold 130 million of these. Like,
do they have anything
sell
coming out this fall? Is there anything big come? Oh, Wonder.
Mario
Wonder.
Wonder.
Yeah, that could be.
And the other thing I was thinking about, like, what if it's? I don't want to get too in the weeds. Like I said, I'm going to do a whole damn Shaq show about it. But I figured that if you guys wanted to talk about it, we could talk about it.
I just saw like inklings of it, but I didn't look into it because I don't care.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna get another Switch unless my son is like begging for one. I don't plan on getting one. I don't know that he will, because he doesn't play the Switch that much now. He's been way more into the PlayStation and playing the damn Genesis to play Sonic. Like, he has been big into playing Sonic right now. So.
I just think it seems to be what most of the kids are playing. Like, Jack has all the consoles and he still plays Switch a lot because that's where his friends are playing. He's got like an Xbox group, they play, but most of the kids, and when we have birthday parties and stuff, they come over and talk to him. They all want to play the Switch. It's like just kind of like the default.
Yeah, my kid is 7 and he doesn't play online with anybody or have like a whole friend group that plays games. And most what he's playing is PlayStation. So
you gonna give him the Sonic game?
Which one?
The new one?
There's a new one?
Isn't it?
Yeah. Superstars. Games come out this fall.
No, he can play the Sonic games he already has. He's fine. We'll get him Wonder for his birthday, and that'll be about it. He's got plenty.
You need to hack this kid a Wii and send it to him.
Yeah,
that shit will get sent right back.
Wow.
God damn. Why?
He's good. He's got all he needs.
According to Tom Henderson, this has been confirmed. Xbox put out a news report earlier, but this was leaked last week from Tom Henderson, that Forza Motorsport, Stalker 2, and Towerborn will be playable on the show floor at Gamescom. Apparently, Xbox about to have a big show. About to blow it up.
Like 30 games that they're bringing?
Yeah, they're going to have all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I didn't get all into the newswire today. I figured we'd talk about that on Xbox Drive tomorrow. But yeah, they're going to have a whole thing at Gamescom, which they've been doing like for a while. I feel like Xbox has been like, a big player at Gamescom. They always kind of reserve and save some stuff there. It
Yeah.
seems like maybe a little bit more than normal. I'm so stoked to see any like Stalker 2 footage because every
That's cool, yeah.
screenshot that they've showed for that game looks amazing. I need to see somebody play it. I want to see it running. I want to see, you know, how much of that translates from the screenshot to the screen. So I'm very excited.
You should talk more
Lenovo.
about the Xbox drive tomorrow, since you know that's a thing. Just go ahead and let those who don't.
Oh yeah,
Privy
sorry.
our
Yeah, no,
Discord.
I can do that. Yeah. So this month is Ryan's month to take a break from podcasting. Over at Carpool, they've got so many folks that are doing the podcast that they rotate. They give each other like a holiday off. So Ryan is going to be off of the Xbox drive for a month, and I was graciously invited to try my best to fill the Ryan shoes. I am no Ryan. I cannot MC the show and get in and out of all the segments and all that, but I'll do my best. I'm going to hang out with Sean this month on the Xbox drive for a couple weeks. I'm very much looking forward to this. This is great. Sean and I always have a great time together, especially when we get to talk about Xbox. And then for those of you that don't know, I guess I haven't really addressed this at all. I'll be taking kind of the month off of Shaq. So Delvin is graciously standing in for me on Shaq. I'm going to do the show this week because Rebecca's out. So I'm going to do the show this week. I've got a little plan. We're going to talk a lot about this Switch thing, and I'm going to try to weave it into a different conversation, at least that I haven't heard anybody really doing yet, and with a guest. And then the next 3 weeks, Delvin will be filling in for me over on Shaq. So thank you, Delvin.
So there.
You can just stay if you want. You can just
Delvin
keep
now
going.
does Shaq.
I think
Yeah.
the woman that I'm dating would be very upset if I like, hey, Sundays, no go.
Sundays, fun days.
I mean, it's not like you're podcasting the whole day.
Yeah. You be in and out before she wakes up.
Yep.
Tell her to go to
Well,
church.
Let me shut up. Let me not say what I was gonna say. I'm gonna keep
Goddamn,
that one under
Delvin.
the hat.
Just
Look,
God,
you've got
so
people
listen to this.
hyped. I was so excited because people were actually really hyped and they loved when you were on last. So
Yeah.
you may just want to replace me. That honestly might be an upgrade. People might think that's better.
Nah, I don't think that. I don't think that's the case at all.
positivity,
Think
and
people love
I
that.
don't hate it. You know,
I just fight with
it'll be
Rebecca.
great.
too
And I'm
much.
playing I'm playing a lot of Switch games lately, so I have stuff to talk about.
Yeah, and I'm not. I mean, I always
Yeah.
feel that, you know, like the Switch is very much a first party thing for me. I'm playing Switch games. Like you can play Warhammer Bolt Gun on Switch and it runs great. You know, like I bring that to
Oh,
Shaq,
I didn't
but
know
I'm
that.
not playing it on Switch. Are you out of your damn mind? Like, absolutely not. Which
Look,
puts
it may
me in
not
a
be the
weird.
change we want, but it may be the change that people deserve.
I'm not going to lie to you. It puts me in a weird spot with the next Switch. Like I'm not going to sit there and tell you I'm not going to get one because I probably am.
You
But
are.
it's not. It's just not the same. It's different.
Yeah.
Like the qualifications to get me excited to get me there on day one are different than they used to be.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing what Nintendo has up their sleeve.
When you've got an ally, I mean, kind of does everything you're looking for in the portable market. So
I mean, at least like the Switch
is
was
true.
always by Nintendo games and indies, and all of the indie stuff is gone. I'm not playing any damn thing on Switch indie wise, and it just
Yeah.
takes a lot of like my daily driver use out of the Switch. The Switch is now becoming like an event, right? It's an
Mhm.
event device. I play it every 2.5 months when a new first party release or third party exclusive drops. And but the Switch has enough of that to still make it worth it. Like that's the thing about the Switch. There's enough of those to just I don't mind having the console at all. Like I'm still playing it. Played Tears of the Kingdom, played Fire Emblem, played Pikmin. You know, like I'm actively playing the Switch. I just feel like the stuff that I used to talk about on Shaq, this weird indie game, this weird shooter game, this eShop game, like I don't have any of that anymore. You know, I'm doing
Yeah.
all of that on PC these days. And I don't know if other people notice that or feel that, but I feel that. You know, there's several weeks that, you know, we were doing Shaq and I'm like, man, I ain't got nothing to say. Nothing to say.
I mean, if you're playing a game that's on the Switch,
That's what I'm
that
that's
you're
what
just
I'm
playing
doing
somewhere
now.
else, then
That's
you're
what I'm
good.
doing now. It's
Then
like
you're
I'm
good.
playing a game that you can play on your Switch I have no idea if it's any good over there, but I'm playing a game that's on your Switch. I got nothing.
There you go. It's all good. It's all good.
So
You belong everywhere, Donnie. You're the jack of all trades. You play all the damn things. You're good everywhere except for PlayStation. You're not allowed there, but everywhere else, you're good.
Hey, you let them announce a Slim, and you watch what happens.
You're still not allowed.
I told Jack, if they make it to where it fits in my cubby again, right? If I can just fit the damn thing in the cubby, then I'll listen. Like I'll entertain it.
The way that these face,
I still need some games though. Like I need some games.
I don't think they're gonna make a Slim.
I can't buy
Say the
it.
same thing.
What? What did you
I don't
say?
think they're gonna make a Slim because of the faceplates. Like the way the
face
faceplates are selling, I don't.
How
think
can
they're
you
gonna
say
make
that when they
smaller.
made faceplates last time and made a Slim? Like they've already
Because
done
they-
that once.
Because they weren't selling the way they are selling now. Like
It's just one though. It's just Spider-Man.
no, all the colors
They
are
made a few.
selling well too. Like
Mhm.
people are really buying them in a way
We'll
that
see.
they weren't for the PS4.
I disagree. I think they're gonna make a Slim.
Because I was watching a video today, and they were talking about if they wanted to make a Slim, they could have already done it because they've slimmed down all the sizes of everything so much that they could have already done a Slim.
Yeah.
I don't
told you
think
that.
they will because
what
of
I've
the
been
faceplate
saying.
thing. Yeah.
I think they're gonna make
And
a Slim.
again,
Because you know why I
I'm
think
just
they're gonna
saying-
make a Slim? Because I think every PlayStation console they've ever made has had a Slim.
Yeah.
So that's why they're gonna make a Slim.
Well,
I don't think that's crazy thing to
PS1,
say. They're gonna
yeah,
make a
it had
Slim.
to- I don't think
It may
they-
not be
I think-
September, but they're gonna make a Slim version of the PS5 that doesn't have those faceplates on. They will. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
They're not gonna
I
not
don't-
do it because of
I don't think they're gonna make a
faceplates.
Slim. I think
I
they're
don't
just
think
gonna have the version that doesn't have they're just gonna change it to where you plug in.
I think that's
your-
what
your
you
CD-ROM
want to have
drive.
happen. So I don't buy
Well,
one.
that's what I think's
but-
gonna happen.
But I think they're gonna
It
make
has nothing to do with you buying one or not. I honestly could care less.
But-
it doesn't matter.
some games would help too. Like some more exclusives and stuff. You know, that would help.
They got
too.
plenty of exclusives. They just don't have ones you want to play.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the little Splatoon cake shooter foam stars or whatever, they ain't gonna get it.
I don't even know.
So-
We're not even acknowledging that as an actual thing. It doesn't exist.
That's not
I really
that's not
wanted to
game.
see Twisted Metal. That might have got it.
Yeah.
A third expansion for Saints Row, Song of Ice and Dust, will launch next week on the 8th. Or this week on the 8th. The 8th this week? The second? 6
It's
days.
next week.
That's
Yeah.
next week.
And I
week
passed
Tuesday.
over Lenovo's working on a PC gaming handheld called the Legion Go. So here
this is
comes
just a new
Lenovo
thing now.
throwing their hat in the ring.
Everybody wants to make one now.
Yeah, everybody's going to make
Mhm.
one because they sell 100%.
That's everybody
People
said,
love
well,
that stuff.
We're going to get the Dell version. I love it because it just means they're going to get better and better and better. Everybody's just going to keep, implementing on it. And this is also more reason for Microsoft to keep pushing the Windows handheld OS, option. And that'll be nice too. That'll be very nice.
So
They were
everybody
trying to
said
push
PlayStation's gonna
way
make
back at Windows 8 when they thought
Yeah.
tablets were going to take off.
hmm Yep. Metro.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I want to get back
Everybody
to.
but PlayStation gonna make one of these things, huh? That's how it's gonna be.
Yeah, you're going to get the Q though.
You have the queue. It's coming. You'll buy it.
Everything you
You're
want.
gonna buy it.
That's not-
Stop
that's not-
playing. You're gonna
Yeah, you're
buy
definitely going to get
That's
it.
not- that's-
100%.
I'm
You
not-
have a
I'm not gonna
VR.
acknowledge that one answer.
If anything, sell the VR and get the
it.
Q.
Right. Right.
That's-
But we all
that's
know
a
he's
bad
not going to
idea.
do that. He's going to
You'd
keep
at
them
least
both.
use that.
This is like the parrot and the chihuahua. He's just going to have all of it. That's
Yeah.
just who he is, and we accept you for it.
You should
Chihuahua's
take
not
the
mine.
eat the hype
Chihuahua
name.
is my grandma. No,
I pale in comparison. You eat the hype.
Yeah, you do.
No.
You eat all the PlayStation hype. You buy all the things.
I eat
It's-
some
it
hype.
is what it is. It's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay,
I
Delvin,
can't
to
take
just
the hype
acknowledge
name.
who you are. You are
No.
going to buy the
No.
queue. Just be okay with it.
no,
Don't lie to
I'm
yourself.
not buying the queue.
I'm telling you, if they had like a streaming service, I might get one. I want to get back to Saints Row. I do. I've got it installed. I just need I need a few weeks, man, where I'm not playing something, and I don't know when that's going to come. That shit might not come till February. It just feels like I am.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Oof, like I don't have time to play Pikmin 4, a game I'm really enjoying. And I'm just like, it feels squeezed. I'm like, I can only play 12 hours a week. I got several hours for Warhammer, several hours for River City. I don't got any more hours. I'm out of hours. I can only play so much. Yeah. Star Wars Jedi Survivor apparently will be coming to PS4 and Xbox One. EA has announced on their earnings call. They also talked about Madden and FIFA or Football Club, and they did say they talked about college football, but this is like the big news. They're going to try to bring this game back compat.
Why?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
The princess is in another castle. Like, do something else. Like, this is wasted resources.
I would have been fine with it if it was day and date, but it kind of feels like, all right, the game's already out now. Like,
We're
it's
ready
been
to
out
move
for a
on.
while.
How is
We're
the
ready to
game? Like,
move
have they
on.
got it patched up and stuff? I know it had lots of performance issues and stuff. In the thread
can't-
for this, people were still talking about how their versions on console were not good.
So that was my other thing. Like, the resources that you're spending on trying to make this thing work on PS4 and Xbox One, why not just make that towards making the game better for the people that already have it?
Yeah, there were people
Again.
in that thread that were like, I still can't play this damn game.
I somehow have the
Yeah.
golden system because I've had no issues with the game ever. Like, it always ran great. So I can't
I haven't had
speak
too
on
many
it.
problems with it.
Yarn says practice for a Switch 2 port. Could be. I mean, I would
don't know
love
if
to
that's
know. I would
practice.
love a publisher to give us splits on cross-gen sales. I would love to know
Mhm.
because you have to think they're dwindling. I mean, if there's 40 million PlayStation 5s out there, how many people? I mean, because Jedi is a hardcore game. You know, that's not a game that all gamers are going to be playing. Like that's like a specific group that are going to be into something like that. I know it's Star Wars, but like, how much did the first one sell? 10 million maybe?
I have no idea. I know it did good.
I think it's sold pretty
It did
well.
well enough to
And
get a
10 million is
sequel.
good. I'm not saying it doesn't sell. I'm not calling it a niche game. I'm just saying for the type of game that it is, it's not like a game that, everybody's going to go play. So
It
I
says
have to
more than
imagine
10 million units were sold by March 31st, 2020. When I just
there you go.
Googled it.
So it's a pretty good guess.
There you
I
go.
have to imagine if you're one of those 10 million that play a game like that, you've probably already upgraded by now.
Yes.
At least the majority of them have. So who are you
That's
really
what I was
selling it
thinking.
to on back compat? It can't be that many. A couple million maybe.
Yeah.
Even with the giant install base, I just feel like their customers, the base has moved on. Because if you're really into like a Jedi Survivor, you're upgrading. Like you want the new console. That's not like a casual go in on a Friday and pick the game off the shelf and take it home to play. That's not that game.
Yeah. I mean, back in the rental days, it could have been.
Sure.
Yeah, I can't find anything that says how many Survivor has sold. It just tells me that it was number 1 in like May, but don't have any sales figures.
They also said the college football game is progressing, that they've signed many teams already. They're still working on ways to license all the athletes.
Mhm.
Apparently we can still expect college football.
I mean, so the question is, do you just put the game out and then patch everybody in later?
I think they have like a set roster that if they need to, that's the in case of emergency break glass option. But I think they're going to license the players. I think they're going to license who they can. And I think they're going to just leave out who they can't and let that be the pressure. Like, hey, this game comes out next month. Do you want the $500 or not? And then I think
Right.
when it comes to that, I think you'll see most people sign. Right. You make it because I think if you've got any value, I mean, we've talked about this, but I think if you're an actual high profile player, you're going to ink a separate deal anyway. They want you. Like, that's not who they're worried about getting. They're going to pay you. Now, if you're like, give me $1 million, they're like, no, I'm not giving you $1 million. They're going to they'll find a deal that fits.
Yeah.
But I just think it makes too much sense. And I think there's too many players that want the game to come back. Those players, they're like me. They grew up playing that game. They love that game. They love the sport they play. They want to be in the game. They think it's cool.
Yeah.
I think the majority of them will sign on.
Hell, I think a lot of them be like, just I'm good to be in for free. Like, just put the game out.
I think if it came to that, they would.
Yeah.
But I think the idea that they'll get money and probably a free copy of the game. And I also said I think there'll be licensing deals. There'll be marketing deals for the players. Like, hey, we'll give you some money, but hey, do you want to stream it? Do you want to tweet about it? There'll be like an NIL inclusion about that. Like, hey, stream that you're playing the game. We'll throw you an extra $150.
Yeah.
They're going to want to do that too. The question is college football going to be there by the time the game comes out? Because this shit is imploding upon itself.
Yeah.
Probably
Shit
not.
is going, it's popping off today of all days. It's going, the pack is done. If you guys haven't seen, it seems like the Pac-12 is about to die.
I saw
Which is
Florida
sad.
State is trying to leave the ACC.
They've been trying to leave. The ACC. Do you guys know? Do you want to talk about it? I'd love to talk about it, but
I don't know enough about it to add anything
neither.
to the conversation.
so let's do 10 minutes. I think we're doing pretty good on time. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
120.
we're really good on time.
Okay. I've been trying to speed up the news segment of late. So here's the deal. The TV networks run college football now. Like they just own it. And I know you said like last week, you were like, money's always driven college football. Not the same. College, like the TV does not run the NFL, right? The NFL is not beholden to what the TV executives say. College football, it is. ESPN owns the SEC. Like they're the owner. Like they're in charge of who comes and who goes and who gets money and who doesn't. And the Big Ten has partnered with Fox and they're in charge of everything. And they are basically driving all of this realignment because what they want to do is because you have an expanded playoff, right? It's like March Madness. You have a bigger playoff. You guys are aware of that?
Mm-hmm.
That in a couple years, there'll be a 12-team college football playoff.
Good. Took them long enough.
So now that they're expanding to 12, what that means is you can lose a few games during the season and still make it to the postseason. Like if you're Ohio State, you're probably going to be in the playoff no matter what. Like you could lose to Penn State and Michigan and still probably make the playoff. You're probably going to be one of the 12. Like it'd be a crazy year if you weren't one of the top 12, right? Notre Dame, Georgia, Alabama, Penn State, Michigan, like they're all going to be there. The Blue Bloods are going to be in this playoff more years.
So
than
it's all going to be the same teams. Every
it
year.
is, of course. So what the networks are doing to maximize the value of return is they want the conferences to have more brands that drive viewership. So
Mhm.
that's what you're starting to see. All these teams that are leaving conferences, it's because they're trying to get more, because let me reframe this a bit. 25 years ago in the BCS, college football was a great product because every week of the season mattered. Because if you lost one, you might be out. Like that might be
Yeah.
your whole season. That's it. Right? If Michigan lost to Appalachian State in week 2, that's it. The whole fucking season's over. And that drove ratings. And as we've adopted this playoff model and everything else, that has been lessened. Case in point, last year, Ohio State lost to Michigan in grand fashion. Still went to the playoff, almost won national champion. Like almost won the national championship. Right? They were a field goal away. So because of that, it's restructuring the sport and how it's viewed on TV. So these TV networks, they want more brands. So what happened? The SEC went out and got Oklahoma and Texas to leave the Big 12, come to the SEC. Those are brands that attract viewers, right? There's a, I don't want to get too nerdy, but there is a particular number. They're looking for brands that drive TV viewership over the 3 million mark. And there's only like 15 of them. But apparently like those 15 teams, it doesn't matter who they're playing. Like if Ohio State's playing Indiana, they're getting 3 million viewers. If Ohio State's playing Notre Dame, they're getting 12. You know, like that's big TV money. So they want more of those matchups. It's not about who's in your conference or how good you are. It's how many, it's like inventory. How many games are you offering that go over that $3 million mark? So the SEC went and got Texas and Oklahoma, signed a new deal with ESPN to give all of the teams in their conference, I think they're making like 60 million a year just off TV money. The Big Ten, seeing that, didn't want to be behind, went out and got USC and UCLA to come to the Big Ten. They signed a ridiculous deal. Now every school in the Big Ten, I think 4 years from now, will be making like $85 million a year. Every school. Because in the SEC and the Big Ten, they have equal revenue sharing. Everybody gets the same amount. Ohio State gets 85 million. So does Rutgers. And so does Illinois. So there's been this conference realignment. The Blue Bloods are leaving. Well, last week, Colorado left. We talked about that briefly. The Pac-12 is on life support. They done lost USC, UCLA, and Colorado. And because they've lost these brands, they can't get a good TV deal. So they're trying to negotiate with Apple for a streaming plan, streaming only, which pisses off the universities alone because they don't want to be on a streaming only deal. They want to be on broadcast TV. And apparently the numbers came in. Apple's offering them about $20 million a year per school. Think about that. Over the next 7 years, you're getting $20 million a year, while Rutgers is getting 80.
Yeah.
While Vanderbilt's getting 75. It really, you fall behind, right? So now, when that came out, all of the beat reporters, because everything is done closed doors, right? It's all he said, she said stuff. All the beat reporters instantly were like, oh shit, this is way lower than we thought. Arizona State, and Utah have an open invite to go to the Big 12.
Oh, wow.
So they could just pull the trigger on this thing now. And if that happens, then the rest of the pack, they have nowhere to go. So the news came out today that if that happens, it's contingent. If these schools decide to leave the Pac-12 and go to the Big 12, which I would say is probably going to happen. Like the confidence is pretty high on that.
You said Arizona State, Utah, and who?
Utah. They would
Not
join
Oregon?
Colorado to go to the Big 12.
Oregon is not invited.
Here's the thing. Oregon and Washington have been holding off because they want to go to the Big 10. But the Big 10 didn't want to, at the time when they invited USC and UCLA, they didn't want to, A, they didn't want to kill the Pac-12. B, they didn't have the money to offer them full shares because they had already signed their deals already done.
Right.
So they told Oregon and Washington, like, we can't take you now. Like, just wait. Well, now, so that's what's happened today. So everything this week, they got the deal for the Pac-12. The deal's terrible. They want to fire the commissioner. They call them the four corner schools because all corners of them join each other. Arizona, Utah, Colorado. They're going to leave to the Big 12. So today, all the beat reporters came out and they're like, hey, if this Arizona thing goes and everybody leaves and the Pac-12 is over, then Washington and Oregon are going to go to the Big 10. And everybody was like, how's that possible? Apparently the Big 10 has told them, hey, if they leave, you can come to us, but you got to take a partial share until we do our next TV contract. Now, a partial share might be like $40 million. It might be double what the Pac-12 is offering. And if you're Phil Knight and you're Oregon, you're like, money's not the issue. It changes from school to school, but with Oregon, it's academics. The Big 10 presidents don't think Oregon fits their academic profile, because the Big 10 are kind of snobby. They have Northwestern, Ohio State, Michigan, and Penn State. Oregon's not that school, right? But they play football good. So like that helps. But actually, here's the thing that's probably helping Oregon's favor. If the Pac-12 implodes, apparently the Big 10's also going to take Stanford and Cal.
I was going to say Stanford and Cal.
They love Stanford.
For the academics.
Absolutely. They play football terribly, but they love Stanford.
Your academics are fantastic. Come on down.
So there might be a West Coast like Big 10 division of USC, UCLA, Oregon, Washington, Stanford, and Cal. And they'll play games.
It's just the Pac-10 just
without the bottom feeders.
Without the trash. Yeah.
And actually, when I was reading this today and I'm listening to my podcast, because I'm a Buckeye fan for anybody that doesn't listen, I love college football. I'm listening to all my Buckeye sources, and then it made sense. I was listening to a Buckeye podcast today, and they're like, yeah, we heard something today at the Woody. And they're like, and when you hear this, it all starts to come into play. Somebody at Ohio State was talking about, if this doomsday scenario happens, the Big 10 would look to play their Big 10 championship game at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. I was like, oh, shit. Well, duh. Yeah. Now we know why this is all happening. Because the Pac-12 and the Big 10 have played the Rose Bowl in Pasadena for 100 years. Forever. And if the playoff is going to kill the bowl system, then that makes a ton of sense. We'll just get the best teams of the Pac-12. We'll bring them into the Big 10, and we'll still play the Rose Bowl. We'll just do it ourselves. Yeah. So I hate it.
Oregon State.
Yeah, Oregon State and Washington State will probably have to go to the Mountain West. With Boise and San Diego State and the others.
That's so crazy.
And then the question, if this all happens, then the question is, does the SEC do anything? And then getting back to your point about Florida State, So the ACC, when the Big Ten took Maryland a few years ago, not sure if you guys knew that, but Maryland joined the Big Ten. The ACC was so scared that other teams or other conferences would come raid their conference, like is what is happening right now to the Pac-12, that they made all of their teams sign like an ironclad grant of rights deal, a TV deal with ESPN for like the next 25 years. So they're locked in for like 17 seasons at a really low number, like $28 million a year. So Florida State and Miami and Clemson are pissed. They want out of the ACC so bad because everybody is making buku's amounts of money but them. But they can't leave because the ESPN owns their rights for like a decade. You have to buy them back, and you'd have to buy them back. It'd be like $100 million just to leave. So, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I hate that. Like, I don't mind the realignment so much. When this first started happening, I thought it was kind of entertaining, but now it's like destroying rivalries. Like in the Big Ten. So this is the best example I can give you. In the Big Ten, Ohio State and Michigan have played at the final game of the year every year for like 120 years. And now, unless they change this, like if all these new teams come in, it could change. But right now, there exists a very good chance that Ohio State and Michigan will play November 29th and then meet up again the week later in the Big Ten championship game because they don't have divisions anymore. So now they're playing the top two ranked teams, which most years is Ohio State, Michigan. So think about it. You may have Ohio State, Michigan 1 week, then Ohio State, Michigan again the week after. And then you may see them Ohio State, Michigan play again in a 12-team playoff.
Jesus
you could potentially
Christ.
have 3 Ohio State, Michigan games in like 6 weeks.
People are going to eat that shit up. No, that's the rivalry. They're going to love that.
I hate it. As like a person in the rivalry, I hate it. No, I think that's terrible.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
If you get to just completely demolish Michigan,
it saturates it though. No, that's not the thing. Like the reason that it's a rivalry is that game had stakes. That's why they call it the game. You had to win that game to go to the Rose Bowl, to go to the championship, to go to the playoff. Now it just becomes a game. It's just one of the mini games. I don't like that. It's the same thing that happened to college basketball, right? Everybody loves March Madness, but it's completely destroyed the season. Nobody watches until March Madness. Nobody pays attention to the actual season at all. They only tune into the playoffs.
Just college sports now in general. Like there's too many teams, there's too many games, too much. They need to just go ahead and take the really big schools and just create its own league. Let's forget about college. Let's just make it a league.
Well,
make it a feeder system into the NFL.
Well, what you're saying is they've been saying, and a lot of people are saying this is the road that we're on, is eventually all conferences will split into 2. You'll have the Big Ten Super Conference, you'll have the SEC Super Conference, and then they will control like the sport. And basically, a lot of people are saying that football will like secede from the NCAA. So the NCAA will be over like Olympic sports, swimming, and all that, but football will just do its own thing. They'll pay the players directly. They'll have their own thing. And then what you're seeing with all these schools trying to find a home, they're trying to find a home in one of that, and they want to be there at the end. It's like a game of musical chairs. Mm-hmm. They want to be there. They don't want to be holding on to the Pac-12 in hopes of something. They want to make sure that, their school's positioned to be, in a preeminent spot when all the dust falls. I just hate that it's so blatantly money driven. Everything, like from the top to the bottom now, right? It's which network can give a conference the most money, which conference can give the school the most money, which school can give the coach the most money, which coach can give the players. Like it's all just money. And you may have had deals in the past, for players to get a car or something under the table, but players for the most part picked the school that they wanted to go. There was a passion there. All of that's lost. It literally is just highest bidder now.
Yep, pretty much.
And that's what sucks. It's killing the sport.
Yeah, well.
Anyway.
So long. See ya. I got no dog in this race.
I expected more back and forth. I thought you guys would have something to say. Delvin said nothing.
We don't know enough about it. Like,
I said I had nothing to say. And Dev was like, go with it, Donnie. I'm like, well, I guess we're going.
I mean, I know a little bit, like from when I actually paid attention to college sports, but I
But
haven't.
like, you
paid
don't like
attention to
college football at all,
forever.
Delvin? You don't watch it or pay attention to nothing?
It's been so long since I watched a college football game.
Wow,
It's been
that's
probably
wild to
like-
me. And it's just where I
So
grew up
the
and
la-
where I live. Like I grew up in Columbus and Cleveland, and I live in Georgia. And like in both of those experiences, college football is everything. Like,
The last time I watched a college football game, I was there, and Michael Vick was playing.
wow,
That's
you
how
talking
long ago it was. He was-
Blacksburg?
Virginia
Yeah.
Tech. Damn.
I was
Yeah,
at the game of UM versus Virginia Tech. I was there.
Yeah.
The next one will be
the national championship. That's typically about it. And that's
if
only
all of this
because
goes in,
somebody's having
if
a
all of
party.
this happens, the crazy thing will be if somebody finds a way out of the ACC grant of rights. Because if they do, then hold your seat, because all hell could break loose. Because there are rumors that like FSU and North Carolina want to go to the Big Ten. They're like, the Big Ten has this weird thing. I know I'm getting super nerdy, and if listeners hate college football, I'm sorry. The Big Ten has this super snobby thing where they want all of the universities to be what they call AAU schools. These are like super academic institutions that get research money. They get tons of money, billions, way more than college football. FSU and North Carolina and like Virginia and Georgia Tech, those are Big Ten schools, right?
Mhm.
And the SEC, they want Clemson. Clemson's like kind of
They're
like,
like, we need the ones that are gonna blast people
Yeah.
into football school. Okay.
and
we
but the
don't
sad
want
part
the
is that South
academics.
Carolina doesn't want Clemson because they're like, no, we don't want them in our conference, like, right?
Mhm.
And then, but the reason I say that is to say this all could happen if somebody gets out of this ACC deal, and it may not happen it may happen 10 years from now, but if somebody gets out of this deal, there's a big question is like, where does Miami go? And then like, where does Virginia Tech go? Because they don't really have a seat.
Yeah. Which is
Like
crazy.
the
when you
Big
think
Ten
Miami
would
not
be
having a seat.
more apt to take Virginia than Virginia Tech. And I
Mhm.
don't think people that know football have a clear idea of like how to come to grips with that, because Virginia Tech is like a blue blood football brand, but not a school. Right. So like, you know, a lot of these things that we've grown up with, at least that we've grown up with in college football, is just falling away. Like it's just being thrown
Yeah.
away. You
That
know?
ESPN deal for the ACC doesn't expire till 2036.
And then the question is, what if ESPN gets sold? Because Iger's been talking about selling them the whole
He's like,
time.
I want to get rid of this. Let's get rid of this TV stuff.
And they're like, everybody's like, well, what does that mean to the SEC and everybody else? Because everybody's like, I don't know.
Wow.
Because the SEC got Texas and Oklahoma, but then they haven't taken on anybody since. And a lot of people are saying it's because ESPN doesn't want to pay anybody else any more money.
Right.
Like there's schools
Especially
to
if they're
take.
about to get sold.
Exactly. So again, it's all money. It's all money.
Follow the money. Follow the money. Florida State's gonna leave the ACC. They're gonna find a way.
They want out
Florida
bad.
State-
You see the
Florida
shit
State-
like they're.
Yeah,
and if anybody
they're
doesn't
getting
know
out.
what Dev's talking about, their board of trustees had a meeting day where they openly talked about it,
Mhm.
and they're like, "It's not a matter of if we leave the ACC;
But how and when?
it is a matter of when. Like we are finding a way out. We want out of here." Because, and this funny thing is, FSU has sucked at football for like the last 10 years. They've been pretty terrible
But they're still
Since-
a pretty big
since
draw.
Jimbo
least
left. 3
Yeah.
million. That's the FSU draws.
Mhm.
They still
FS
draw
yes.
crowds, even when they suck. They were like 3-8, and compared to
People
everybody
love
else in the
FSU.
ACC, compared to Syracuse and Wake Forest and Virginia Tech and Pittsburgh, Florida State's like the one brand that actually moves numbers.
I was gonna say people still love the brand of Florida State.
Yep.
It's still a football brand. No
That's what
matter how
Miami
bad
doesn't
they
have.
are.
Miami doesn't push
Which
the
is
numbers.
crazy.
Clemson kind of doesn't really push the numbers, and they're
But you know
great.
Clemson is gonna smack some people. Like the Clemson they get a chance.
Could you imagine a conference? Because you remember, I grew up, I'm a Buckeye, love Ohio State. I adopted other teams in my fandom in other conferences. My other favorite teams that I've always rooted for was Nebraska. I always loved the Huskers, and I thought it was great. I love when they ran the option. And Oregon. That was like my West Coast team. I was Ducks. I loved this, my favorite animal or ducks, and I thought the uniforms are cool. And that was the team I rooted for in the pack. And the idea that me growing up would potentially one day see one conference that featured
Has all of
Oregon,
them?
Nebraska, Florida State, Ohio State in one conference.
That is wild.
Isn't it wild? It's a
Insanity.
crazy
That is
thing to
kinda
think of. They'll be division foes. They won't be my favorite team anymore. They'll be rivals.
Does Florida
So-
still drive ratings? The
They
Gators?
haven't been very good lately, but they do. Florida
Yeah,
is one
I
of
figured
those
they had
teams
to.
in the FCC.
Yeah.
They're a needle mover. When
Yeah.
they're good, they do.
Okay.
And even you got to remember, they still have a lot of rivalry. So even when they're bad, you still get Florida, Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, Florida, Alabama. Like those are still marquee. Florida, LSU.
Absolutely.
Those are still
Yeah.
marquee games. And that's what the networks are after. They want marquee games. They don't want to see Ohio State versus Toledo anymore. No more
Yeah, nobody
cupcakes.
wants
They
to
want.
see that. Nobody-
They're like, and it's not a matter of winning and losing anymore. Like you can lose, maybe three
Just-
or four
yeah.
times and still make the playoff if you're good enough. So that's what they want. They want marquee matchups.
Yeah. We need you to drive those numbers up. Get rid of these rookie numbers.
Those
drive
rookie
them up.
numbers.
Let's get this revenue.
You're in Big Ten country, Dev.
That is so fucking weird.
Isn't that weird?
It's so weird.
You're in the Midwest
It
Conference,
doesn't
Bobby.
even
Black and
make
blue.
Sense. It doesn't make sense. At
Woody
all.
Hayes.
So weird.
You're gonna have Michigan State coming downtown to play.
There'll be so many people that
Purdue.
have that.
Purdue versus UCLA this Saturday, baby. Come get some.
What kind of madness is this?
Are you getting your Iowa tickets? You excited when the Minnesota Golden Gophers come to town?
Absolutely not. Absolutely the fuck not.
I think Buckeyes UCLA is going to pop off though. That's going to be pretty cool.
That'd be awesome.
I hope they normally don't. The Big Ten is usually against these, but sometimes they allow like special uniforms. I really want. They're going to play in the Rose Bowl at UCLA. I think it's the first like UCLA Big Ten game is Ohio State. I want UCLA and Ohio State to be able to wear their colored unis. I want UCLA in their powder blues and Ohio State in their scarlet reds in the Rose Bowl.
It's gonna be a bright ass game.
Should be good.
God, I
Finishing the
hate these
news,
jerseys. Ugh.
our top games sold this year to date in order are Hogwarts, number 1, Tears of the Kingdom, Diablo, Modern Warfare 2, Jedi Survivor, Resident
how
Evil
the
4, MLB The Show, Dead Island 2, Final Fantasy 16, and Street Fighter 6. Top 10.
Wow.
We know Final Fantasy 16 and Street Fighter 6 are probably gonna climb because they've only been out for a minute.
Yeah, they just got there.
Modern Warfare 2 came out
Call of
last
Duty,
year.
man. It's
That is so crazy
trying to
that
tell
it is
people.
in the top 5, and it came out last year.
Uh-huh.
That's insane. Hogwarts being number 1 also shocks me
Harry
That
Potter.
don't shock me at all.
because people are always so mad about Harry Potter. Everything like, oh,
Yeah, but there's
don't-
also a lot of people that love Harry Potter too.
still just buy it. Like,
While
you know,
everybody
Bill-
else is bitching about the game, there's a whole other group of people just playing the game. They're just buying and playing the game.
A lot of people were saying they're not playing it. They boycotted it. Boy, that boycott didn't work.
lies. They're lying. They're lying
They
to you.
boycotted their ass right in the GameStop.
And you have to
Mhm.
think of games like Tears of the Kingdom and Diablo, they'll have legs. You know, they'll keep
Yeah.
selling.
Yeah,
You think
absolutely.
Hogwarts will probably tail off at some point.
yeah.
Maybe.
So it'll be interesting to see how it goes.
How it shakes out at the end. Yeah.
That's news.
All right. We actually got some over unders from Rude Days this week. Hit 'em up
Wow.
Like, hey, sir, can we get an over under?
Thanks,
He
Rude.
said it's
I'll
not-
just say
it's
this,
not
man.
much-
Like, if you guys don't ask questions, Rude Days, we don't get the segment, man. The show sucks.
Yeah.
I can't talk about college football every week.
Yeah. We need
Yeah.
you guys
No.
to bring the
You know,
questions. Rude Days. I need the over under, even if it's shenanigans like this week.
I
I'm
can't put
okay with
Chalfie on blast every week.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Like,
release
we
that many
can't.
podcasts.
Like, hell, we can't just put him on blast just because.
We could.
It's Chaffee.
It's not a bad
Put him on
segment.
blast
idea.
regardless. I mean,
You,
saying.
you can't you can't do you can't do a 3-hour podcast to talk about me, but that's
Cholo corrections.
we don't want to do that.
Cholo corrections.
That's pretty good.
No, and Delvin, it's not that we don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Because we'll talk about
that is very
it
accurate.
without a problem.
I feel for my man though. He's going through car issues like me, and I'm like, yeah.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
I get it. Yep.
Yeah.
He's like, I need an oil change. They were like, nope, you need an engine. It's like, oh
Yeah.
shit.
Nope.
The oil's not the problem. It's it's what's holding the oil. What's the problem?
Damn. All right. So over under from today until the end of the year 8.5 new Xbox controllers announced. This includes pro controllers, console editions, movie and TV show editions, new color variations that are announced by Xbox Wire itself. So over or under 8.5 new Xbox.
Does it count the
controllers
new
from
one
now
that just
Eight
came out?
to the end
more?
of the year?
Does it
Eight
count
and
the
a half
new one
more.
that just came out? Is that 1, or are we starting at 0?
I think we're gonna start at 0 from today.
Okay.
So not that
Didn't it just come out today?
vaporwave that you put out. Was it? I don't know.
Yeah, the Storm
You
Vapor
tell
I
me.
think just came out today.
Okay. I'm gonna go with 8.5 more.
8.5 more.
Outside of that, 8.5
Okay.
more. I'm making a ruling.
I'm not going first. I'm not in the lead. I'm in last.
Are you?
I thought so.
I
I thought
mean,
you
he
guys were
didn't give us an
tied, and I
update.
was like many points behind.
I thought Delvin was still ahead, and we were
Many
tied for
by
last.
1.
I don't know. Rude days. We need an update. Next time you
I'll
give me
go-
an
I'll go
update, give me
first.
the score.
I'll go first. I'm going to take the under.
I also would put the under because
You should have went
Like-
first.
You wouldn't have taken
It's
the
a
different
lot.
one. You still would have taken the under.
Yeah,
eight and a
it's a
half
lot.
is a lot.
Not for Xbox
But
though.
shit, not for Xbox. They just be
Not
pumping
even.
controllers out.
The problem is
But
that we're
like-
not counting the Starfield controller because it already came out, right? Even though the game hasn't come out.
Right. The controllers out.
But
You
they'll
can
have
buy it.
one.
It's
They'll
in
have
people's
one for
hands.
Forza, guaranteed. There'll
Oh,
be a
yeah.
Forza controller. Like
Okay,
that's
that's one.
one. I think we'll have a couple of these Storm Vapor controllers in different colors. So I think we get 2 or 3. I don't think
What
we're going to
games
get
are
another
coming out?
Elite. I would like to get another Elite, but I don't see it. Yeah, 8's just too many. I think they could get to 5.
I feel like
5
there's
I
gotta
could
be-
see. 8.5's too high.
Has there been a Modern Warfare one lately, or like a Call of Duty one, like the
Mm-mm.
last couple of years? Because the deal with the PlayStation. Okay.
Yeah,
Do we get an Armored Core controller?
not on Xbox.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's not happening.
Really?
I mean, it really is Forza and Starfield, right?
Mm.
They don't have a whole lot of other things right now.
Any weird ass TV shows?
See, that's the thing. They're gonna come out with more fucking pizza controllers and an iPod controller, and they'll come out with a Full House controller and like some shit. Like that's
Maybe
that's
a
where the
Blue
numbers
Beetle
can really
controller.
go.
Yeah, I could see a Blue Beetle controller for sure.
Is there any big movies coming out
just
this
thought
year or TV shows?
Blue Beetle.
I mean, you got Blue Beetle, you got the
Aquaman.
Ninja Turtle one. Aquaman is coming out this year.
Yeah, end of this year. Aquaman
Really?
comes out. Yeah. Is there anything else?
See, the
big?
problem with the TV stuff is
The
like the writer's
Marvels.
strike. The writer's strike and the actor's strike. So I don't know, man. That's a tough call with the TV stuff.
Maybe the Marvels. The Marvels probably would have a controller.
Wasn't there a Carol Danvers controller last year or something?
Was there?
I thought there was.
They'll come out with
So
the Taylor
maybe
Swift
a-
controller.
Kamala Khan
Taylor
controller.
Swift.
That should
Tay-Tay?
break. It would break the store.
Yeah.
Starfield. Maybe a Mortal Kombat controller. Maybe a Cyberpunk controller. I
I
don't
can
think
see
so,
Cyberpunk
but
Mortal Kombat.
maybe.
There was already a Miss Marvel controller, actually. Yeah. That came
Oh,
out
there you go.
Alan
last year.
Wake.
I don't know about Alan Wake one.
Trying to think of just like upcoming big games.
I was gonna say, yeah, what exclusives is outside of Forza and does Xbox have coming right now, or the back half of the year? Do we get a Stalker controller?
I don't think it's coming this year.
It says 2023 on their site.
I know they say it. I don't think it's coming this year.
It's playable. The game's
It's playable.
Yeah.
It gives me some hope, but I don't think it's coming this year.
We get any additional Sea of Thieves controllers, nonsense like that?
Possibly. I love the Sea of Thieves controller, the last one. I do think we'll get a Hellblade controller, but that's next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
I made new controllers. You guys saw them. I haven't showed them.
Mhm.
They look
Should
dope.
be here tomorrow, but I specifically did not make a Hellblade controller because I believe they'll make one. I wouldn't be surprised if they introduce like an Elite V3 with Hellblade.
Mm. Even though I feel like that's not a game that requires an Elite. Are there
No,
enough
it doesn't.
buttons for that? Yeah.
It's just how they're going to push it.
Do we get a Sonic Superstars controller?
Probably.
No. I don't think
It won't be one of the, it'll be one of those things where like they have it like on the design labs,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to like go buy it, but like it's not like a mass produced thing.
Yeah.
They'll have like a limited
that
edition.
shouldn't
Like
count.
it should count. That
It
counts.
counts.
It's the design.
It counts. It's a design.
If you
It's
design,
not one
you have
that
to design it
create
yourself.
No, they'll add
Yeah.
like the branded stuff to the design lab, like they did for Redfall.
Okay.
Like they didn't
Okay,
release
gotcha,
Redfall
gotcha.
controllers. Those were a limited edition design lab. I had to buy a design lab controller for my Redfall controller.
Okay.
And then
What
I
about
think
Cyberpunk?
you can't get them anymore. That's what I was thinking. I could see them doing one for Cyberpunk. But I think if they were going to do that, I think we'd already know. I think they would have told us at E3. But they I
does that
could
come out?
September?
We got time. Gamescom could be where they
Yeah, you're
announce
right. It could be Gamescom. It's not crazy. 8's too many. Ultimately, 8's too high. If this was like over under 5, I might take the over. But 8's too much.
Yeah.
Even with a couple color variants, I don't think we get to 8.
It's
8's too
funny
much.
because he was wondering if 8.5 was too low.
Well,
Yeah,
we'll have
yeah.
to see, but
Not
I
a
think it's too high.
So we're all taking the under on this.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Boring.
All right. Yeah. Our next one. True or false? Hasbro Transformers games will be in Game Pass by the end of the year as the codes aren't lost.
Is this the
there
Activision
was a
thing?
big-
Mhm.
Yeah, there was a big controversy because somebody said the codes for the games were lost, so they couldn't
That's hilarious.
re-release them. This somebody else came like, no, those
And
codes are not
Activision
lost.
was
They're right
like,
over there.
no, they're not.
They're over there. They're right
I-
there. See,
Have them.
Don't think the Activision things are going to be added to Game Pass this calendar year.
I also
I'll
agree
take
with that.
I
I'll go
agree.
with no. I go with false. We're all the same this year, so we'll have no score change no matter what happens.
I think they'll all come next year. I think it'll be a 2024 thing. It's gonna be a glorious day. I can't wait. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
It's gonna be real
can
fun.
play
And I can't wait to the
A lot of those
graphic. They're
games
like,
now.
here's 30 Call of Duty games you can play right now. And I'm telling you, you know what's gonna happen? People are gonna start playing Game Pass, and you're gonna start hearing things like, that Infinite Warfare is pretty good. I don't know what you guys rely on. I'm telling you,
I think
it's gonna
I
happen.
think you're gonna hear a lot of that.
It's gonna
A
happen.
lot of that.
Damn game
We'll
was
see.
awesome.
We'll see. It'll be an Xbox Empire show when that shit happens.
Be so good.
Just
So good.
rebrand the whole show, Xbox Empire, Activision's here type nonsense.
Be so much fun. We're gonna do
We're
the
gonna bring
Delvin.
Sean
We'll
on.
use the picture, the age-old picture of Delvin. Them versus us. I love that picture. We'll use that. Tony Hawk's
Some of
here.
my best work.
Crash Bandicoot. We'll have Crash Rumble. Will show up in Game Pass. There'll be Xbox fanboys talking about how people overlook Crash Rumble. I'll be laughing at them.
As you should.
Idiots. It'll happen. Like, oh, you people are sleepless. Crash Rumble's pretty good.
There you go. I'll go ahead and do rumor control since I'm here. X-Fire, a remake of the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, is in development at Virtuous Games.
It's interesting that they'd send that to Virtuos, but I guess if they don't have time,
Yeah.
like I buy the rumor. I think a remaster for Oblivion makes a ton of sense because look, they can't
Wasn't some
release
weird little company doing that too? Like I feel like there was I feel like I just heard recently that some like small little indie team somewhere was trying to remake Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
I believe there's like a group
Something
of
like
just
that. I did hear
gamers,
that.
like a fan
Yeah,
made project.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a
Mhm.
thing that's trying to happen. Yeah, that's going to
Okay.
get shut down. That's not going to be a thing. But like, I looked at this more like people are like, they're not going to do Oblivion. I'm like, I think they are because one, Elder Scrolls is forever away. Like, that's not coming anytime soon.
Mhm.
Two, they can't release Skyrim again. Like they've done
Says who?
gold and
Says
platinum
who?
and ultimate and remastered and like they've done it. They've done everything they can to it. So yeah, use
It's an
Oblivion.
anniversary edition. You release.
They've already
Skyrim as
done
an
Skyrim Anniversary Edition.
You do it
That's a
again.
thing.
You do it again every 5 years.
Skyrim
It's
again.
an
What anniversary? Dev's like,
Whatever
we've got
one
the
you want it to be.
18th and a half year anniversary edition of Skyrim.
Whatever anniversary you want it to be.
So I think Oblivion
Because
makes
we said
sense.
so version.
It makes sense because I think it'll sell for one. Now, whether or not Xbox tries to make this exclusive or not is interesting. I wouldn't. I would just sell it. But I think it will sell. I think it'll move the needle, and I think Elder Scrolls fans would. I mean, would I play Oblivion again? Absolutely, 100%. When they touched it up on Back and Pet, I played it for a couple hours, and that's still like old ass Elder Scrolls game. If they were like, and now it looks like Skyrim does, oh yeah. I'm like, well, now I got to drop everything I got to do to play this 20-year-old ass game.
One of my coworkers is huge on Oblivion. Like, that is his game. I've
Yeah.
never played the shit, so I couldn't tell you anything about it.
I was stoked and hyped for Skyrim coming off of my many years of playing Oblivion. Oblivion was like mind blowing at the time, you know? So yeah, I get it. I'd be all in about going back to Oblivion. That'd be awesome.
Nice.
It'd be a nice holdover. You have to think project's probably 2 or 3 years away, right? So we get Starfield and some GTA, and you play some stuff, Metal Gear and all that. And in a couple of years, we see Oblivion, maybe a year-long wait. We get Oblivion. That puts us, 2026, 7? And after the time you play that and it kind of goes a couple of years, you're in 2028, 29, and then it's time to actually probably start talking about Elder Scrolls then.
On the new console.
And the question is Todd Howard there? Probably not.
Nah, he's gone.
I mean, that's the thing. When you buy companies like this, is talent leaves. And the hard part is, how do you continue that legacy without them? Like Shinji Mikami left. I'm not saying Todd Howard's going to leave, but he will eventually. And so will these Activision people. You'll be hearing about people leaving Call of Duty and stuff too when that deal clears. So, there's a whole challenge in itself to keep the engine going.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. All right. Time for our questions. We've got a few that should elicit some good conversation. John 32 says, copying a question someone asked last year around this time. I feel like we actually got this question earlier this year. Do you think you've already played your game of the year?
No.
It's a tough call for me, because I think the only other game that I'm really going to play or put time into is going to be Spider-Man 2. And will it beat
Correct.
Jedi? So that's the question that it's hard to say. I might enjoy Spider-Man 2 more than I enjoyed Jedi, but I don't really know. So it's hard to say. Donnie, you got like 400 more games you got to play. So
I'm trying my best, man. I'm trying. Trying to peruse a calendar
as you scroll through all your games.
I'm just trying to see if there are any big games that I'm just not paying that aren't on top of my mind at the moment that I'm waiting on.
And number one for you right now is still Tears of the Kingdom, right?
It is Tears of the Kingdom. I'm not going to play Spider-Man. I'm not going to play Starfield. So the big ones that I'm thinking are Wonder.
I was going to say
Mario Wonder.
Right? Yeah.
WarioWare, Metal Gear, but I wouldn't count Metal Gear honestly for something like that. It's just a port of old games.
I was gonna say
Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk could be the one for sure.
Think so?
Does that even count as it's not a new game though? It's an expansion.
I mean, it is, but it is as an expansion, but it's also like a redoing of the game, right?
Is.
So it kind of feels like a re-release, a redux, as some might put it.
My best guesses right now would be Cyberpunk or Mirage. Cyberpunk, Mirage, or Wonder. Probably my best chances at topping Tears of the Kingdom. Will they do it? I don't know.
I don't think Mirage will, just because it's not going to be the Valhalla experience you're looking for.
See, you're thinking I always play Valhalla. I love all Assassin's Creed. I'm not like you. I don't like big. I like big and small Assassin's Creed.
I know that.
I love Assassin's Creed 2 and 3 and Revelations. I didn't like 4. I didn't fuck with 4. But I like Syndicate. I just really love Valhalla. It's just the one.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like Valhalla is the one that I've heard you like how you've gone like big for. Like you really
I fucking love
Valhalla.
You know, there's going to be a day in a couple years where I go replay Valhalla.
Oh
like,
yeah,
we're just going to fucking do it again, baby.
And I just feel like Mirage is going to end up kind of paling in comparison to that. And it's not going to crescendo and be Tears of the Kingdom or Cyberpunk.
You might be right. Cyberpunk, Mario Wonder, Mirage. I mean, Motorsport.
You don't
Ooh.
like motorsport.
I don't know if I don't. I've never played Forza Motorsport, but I love Forza.
You love Horizon.
I'm trying to think. I've never played a motorsport. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna pop for you in the same way that the
Could it be an
other
indie
Forzas.
game?
Maybe.
Replaced?
The thing is, you've got so many games. You've got so many. Your plate is overrunneth
Replaced?
if it comes out.
I think that one is coming. I don't think Stalker.
Does it doesn't even have a date.
Replaced is coming.
Still doesn't have a date. I think Cyberpunk will be the closest thing to topping.
Me too. If I had to
Tears of the
bet,
Kingdom.
I would probably Plucky Squire.
Ooh.
Let me open Steam. I have a better wish list. Here I'm going through Google trying to find. I have all of the games that I want to play a wish list on Steam. Like they're just on Steam. I could just open at any moment. I'm like, what are most anticipated indie games? Like an idiot. It's like, or you just go to the list you've already made.
Yeah, you do this for a
That
reason.
worked.
I know. Like it is exactly why I do this. I exhaustively make wish lists.
Mm-hmm.
Sort by release date. Ooh, how about one? I'll throw you one. Red Dead Remastered.
I mean, over a
I fucking
Cyberpunk or
love
over a
Red Dead
Tears of the
Redemption,
Kingdom.
man. Undead Nightmare, pretty fucking good.
Will they redo Undead Nightmare as well, or do
Yeah, I
they
think so.
just
They'll
do
include
Red
it.
Dead?
They'll include it. Let's see here. Indie games, Cookie Cutter,
That one looks cool.
Resistor is on my list.
But is it Game of
Very
the Year
high on.
material? Is it your
Cocoon,
Game of the Year material?
not Wizard with a
That's
Gun.
the key.
Let me remove that from the wish list right now.
Get that shit out of here.
I should do what Sean does. I should like pull it up and just throw it up on the screen where we could see my wish list. We just go through it together. I should cut like WrestleQuest out of this. I don't think I'm gonna even believe that.
Goodbye.
No Angerfoot. Silent Hill?
Is that still coming?
I believe
Yeah, I was
so.
gonna ask that. Is that coming this year?
Yeah. I think it's supposed to.
Does it have a
I've
date?
got a date
Coming
for it
this
right
year.
now. Is November 5th.
Oh,
That's,
Oh, hang on, I'm looking at the wrong date. I added it on November 5th. It has no release date.
okay.
My
I was gonna
bad.
say, like
Looking
we
at
didn't get no date
Space
for that.
Marine 2?
I mean,
Ooh.
that's a possibility with your recent foray into the Space Marine, the Warhammer. Yeah,
I wasn't
that's
thinking about
possible.
it.
It's possible.
Not bad. Grey Hill Incident. Ugh. Did you guys see the Golem was patched up?
Yeah, I saw because you posted it.
Had a laundry list of patches. That was the longest
Yeah.
patch list I've ever seen.
I was like, wait, they're putting out patches. Isn't the studio gone? I thought the studio was gone. Who's patching this? Who's doing this work?
Dev trying to kill them off. Maybe they release a Slim and maybe my game of the year is Spider-Man. What a turn of
That's-
events that would be. Wouldn't that be
is
wild?
Not gonna happen.
It'd be
at
like
all.
full-blown heel turn.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell that happens.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I got nothing else.
We don't
Replaced would be an indie pick, but probably Mirage, Cyberpunk have the best shots. So right now,
Yeah.
maybe yeah. Maybe it does end up being Tears of the Kingdom, unless Mario is just fucking it. Like it could be. I do love me some 2D Mario. I'm a 2D Mario guy.
2D Mario is the only Mario as far as I'm
Yeah.
concerned. Y'all
2D
can have
Mario,
that
3D
shit.
Zelda. So we'll see.
All right. Smoking Joe throwing some NFL flavor in the mix. It says, with the NFL season around the corner, what's one prediction that people will laugh at you for now, but make you look like a genius at the end of the season?
I
Shit,
have no idea.
I don't fucking know either.
Yeah.
NFL is always so wide open because every team is like an injury away from disaster.
Yep. And the parody is for real.
Mhm.
And then like the good teams are going to be good. barring major injuries like the Chiefs and the
Yeah.
Bills and like the
Right.
teams with the best quarterbacks are going to be good. So,
And that's why they're always one injury away. Because if Mahomes goes down, like,
Yep.
are the Chiefs in it still?
the Bengals will be good.
Yeah. Joey B. The Bills. Yeah, I mean,
I don't know what my Browns are going to do. They were shit last year, but Watson
Forget
played
it.
like shit, and he looked great in training camp. But it's training camp, so who the
Right.
fuck knows what that means? But he really does look great in training camp. I've seen some footage, and he looks like he's kind of back on speed at least.
I mean, he's a good. He's
He's
good.
good.
He's good.
He is good. When he's on, he's really good.
It's the Browns. You never know. You never know.
The sad part, the Browns are really talented though.
They're always. I feel like they always have talent.
No, God, no.
They always have some talent.
No,
They just can never put it together.
there was
'cause
like
they're
a
the Browns.
12-year period from like 2003 to 2013. They're devoid of talent. Remember,
Yeah,
we had
there was
Peyton
some
Hillis,
talent there. He
Brady
made
Quinn
the
and
cover of
shit.
Madden.
Some
He
shit,
made the
man.
cover of Madden
That's just because our fans are.
and was never heard from again.
Yeah, I saw a Reddit thread the other day. They were like,
Madden
"What's
cursed
the
that
worst
motherfucker.
cover athlete on a sports game ever?" And that
Peyton
person
Hillis.
posted the Peyton Hillis one, and I was like, "That's probably
That's-
it."
That is correct.
Yeah. There's been some bad ones though. There have been like some
Sean
NBA
Alexander was
covers.
terrible. That Sean
Yeah.
Alexander one was bad too. That was not a good pick.
But the Browns are actually legitimately talented. So I could see it kind of honestly. I could see the Browns going different ways. I could see it imploding and being a disaster. Not a disaster, but I don't think it'll be a disaster. Not by Browns. I've seen the Browns go winless. Like it won't be a disaster. But if the Browns were like
8-8.
if they only won like 6 games, is that possible? Yeah.
Yeah.
Could they make the playoffs? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing with them is that they actually could make the playoffs though too. So I don't know, but I don't know enough about the league to make like a crazy NFL prediction.
Yeah, me either. Like, that's the thing with it. Like I said, it's always so wide open every year because injuries, man.
I think everybody hates the Saints and think they suck. And I am a believer in Derek Carr. And I think the Saints might make some noise. I don't know what that means. I'm not calling them to go to the playoffs or anything. I think in the NFC East, I think people
Their
are like the
division
Falcons. I
sucks.
think a lot of people think the Falcons are going to win it and be really good. And I just wouldn't write off the Saints yet.
And the Saints, they just picked up a tight end. Oh, what was his name?
I told my father-in-law that because he's a Saints fan. And he was like, I don't think we're going to be any good. And like, the coach left. He's in Denver now and all that. And I'm like, don't short yourself on Derek Carr now. Like, he can play. I've loved him ever since he was at Fresno State. I mean, he's got a cannon. He can
He's
fucking
good.
sling it.
They just
And in a
got Jimmy
dome?
Graham. They picked
And if
up
he's in
Jimmy
a-
Graham. Yeah.
If he's in a dome,
Yeah.
do they still have Kamara?
Yeah.
And they still have Michael Thomas?
Mhm.
Like, there's stuff, man. There's stuff there. It seems like a very Derek Carr-y situation. It's like all of a sudden he's got some weapons. He's playing on turf. He's in a dome. Like, I wouldn't be surprised at all if like 4 weeks into the season, people are like, Derek Carr is the fantasy number 1 fantasy quarterback. Like he's tearing shit up. Like, yeah, I believe it. Better than Jameis Winston, man.
Yeah.
He did dirty. Like Las Vegas kind of, I don't know, they have feeling themselves. Run him out of
So
town
weird.
like that.
Yeah, they could take that division. So
It's open. There's
yeah, it's
no
wide
clear.
open.
People are like, the Falcons are going to win it. It's like, can the Saints win it?
Are
can,
they?
Can Carolina win it? Like, I think some people could win it.
Yeah.
So that'd be my sleeper. My sleeper pick would be the Saints to make some noise, to be in it. Derek Carr could also throw a million picks and, be out. I don't think he will, though.
Yeah.
Derek Carr is kind of like Stafford. I think the
Yeah.
problem is that people put the expectation, they want him to like be the guy, like the John Elway, the Tom Brady. It's like, he's not that guy. But in the right situation, can you win with him? Yeah. He's very good.
Good comparison.
Mhm.
That'd be kind of that's kind of how I see Derek Carr.
Yeah. I don't really have any crazy predictions. I just want the Cowboys to suck. I want all the bad things in life.
Well,
to
that might
to
happen
them
too.
and only them.
Did you see that viral clip that's going around
of Dak Prescott throwing dimes to cornerbacks. Yeah,
You put like 8 feet off the receiver.
go.
It's not even
There you
close,
go.
man. It wasn't even the
There you go.
ballpark.
yeah.
I was looking, I was like, did he throw it away? Where the hell is that going?
I did see it.
Yeah. So I
Oh,
want all the bad things to happen to them. Can't stand the Cowgirls. Can't stand them.
man, and their owner's still alive.
Yeah,
That dude was old as hell when I watched them win Super Bowls. He's like, he's still here. We lost Pee Wee Herman, but for some odd reason, we still got Jerry Jones. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Shenanigans.
I wouldn't mind seeing the Cowboys be good.
I would.
It's been a long time.
Good. They need to stay trash. I can't stand them. All right. They're like how I feel about everything in like
It's
New
been
England.
so long.
Good. I need them to stay trash forever.
Wow.
Get
Who do you root
the
for that you
fuck
hate
outta
them
here.
so much?
I'm a Niners fan.
And you hate the Dallas Cowboys that bad?
Absolutely. Every Niners fan
Niners
that I
fans
know,
usually
we
do
cannot stand. We
Hate
cannot
Dallas-
stand the
Dallas
Cowboys.
That's the thing.
My best friend is a Cowboys fan.
I mean, I've
We
always
just
watched
go
you
at
guys
it.
play each other in the playoffs, but I didn't realize the guy hate like
Oh,
that.
it's a yeah. We
There's a
hate-
big
You acting
rivalry.
like
Yeah,
a
they
damn
hate each
Phillies or a Giants fan or something.
yeah. We cannot stand the Cowboys. at
The
all.
Philly folks, they hate them.
Yeah,
Eagles, Cowboys go
their
hard.
hate is a little different. I just hate them because like in the 90s, like they were the same damn team. So fuck
Yeah,
y'all.
they were always in the way. Yeah.
It's the same
Yeah,
team.
but you're not over
Same
that
makeup.
yet? You're not still not over that?
Nah, we never will be.
No.
Man.
We don't. Yeah. Look, Kyle Pug knows Dallas and San Fran hate each other. It goes way back. It's just
Yeah.
it's hate.
The
He says
internet says Jerry
Cowboys won't
Jones-
make the playoffs. Sleeper pick. Is that the sleeper pick?
How wait,
No.
what?
The Eagles have got to be the favorite in the division, right? Or the Giants?
Absolutely. The Giants.
I need the
Ugh.
Giants to go back to the Giants on the helmet. Like the script, the Giants, not the NY wannabe New York Yankee shit they've been doing.
Yeah.
Just go
Oh,
back
yeah,
to the
they
way it
do
was.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Eagles did it. They're rocking their like Cunningham Eagles stuff this year.
So
I'm excited
good.
for that.
So good.
I'm excited for all the traditional stuff. The Buccaneers are doing the creamsicles. I'm like, fucking,
Mhm.
this is awesome. Let's
That
do it.
doesn't- That's cool. That's cool.
Now,
I like
the
it.
Browns are doing the white stuff when they came into the league, the white, and it was
Yeah,
cool.
they've been doing
until-
white stuff for a long time.
Like 8 other teams also have released all white jerseys. Like there's like 8 other teams that are doing all white unis. Like that's just a fashion trend now. Everybody's got an all white uni. I was like, oh,
Gotta get your Coke Whites.
that's not as fun anymore. The Browns were
Yeah.
originally all white. Like Jim Brown wore all white uniform. People don't know that. So
There you go. Keeping on the football trend. Calvin Pug says, who are your early predictions for AFC offensive MVP and NFC offensive MVP?
oh god. Yeah, I don't follow NFL this closely anymore.
This is not college football, Kyle. He doesn't know. All right. He's a college football guy, not an NFL guy.
Now, to be honest with you, I used to follow it a lot more, obviously, when I was recruiting, but I used to follow it a lot more when it was NFL was like on regular TV.
Yeah,
Now
it's
you've got to
like-
have like this Sunday ticket, and like now I can't, I just can't keep. I'm not going to pay $400 a year to watch NFL for games. I just get stuff via clips and stuff, and I don't play fantasy either. So I think that, like, really,
I've played fantasy for the last 10 years and I still don't follow the NFL.
let's
Like,
see.
I can't do it.
You
I
play
will
for the
pick
money.
Justin Herbert,
Oh, it's free. I'm not playing for money.
and he's in San Diego.
Mhm.
That's AFC, right?
Yes.
So I need an NFC pick. I feel like all of them are in the AFC though.
Right. All the quarterbacks, right?
Yeah, Herbert,
Herbert,
Allen, Burrow,
Allen,
Mahomes,
they're all in the AFC.
Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
They're all in the AFC.
And running backs, we don't care about them anymore, so can't pick any of them.
We care about him. I love Nick Chubb. The man.
I mean, I love running backs, but the NFL does not.
Yeah,
the
no,
NFL
they don't
cares
give a
not
shit.
for running
Oh.
backs.
I think they care. They
damn
just
shame.
don't pay them.
They can only care if they can catch out the backfield. They don't
It'd
really
be
care
nice to
about
see a
being running
defensive
back.
player fucking win something once in a while.
It's been a long time. Yeah, I'm like drawing a blank here for the NFC.
You
Like,
pick
who the
anybody
hell?
that's not. You got to pick a quarterback. When's the last time a non-quarterback won the MVP?
It's been a while.
Let's see. Yeah, it's been quarterbacks like the whole time. Jesus Christ. Last year, Patrick Mahomes. The year before that, Aaron Rodgers. The year before that, Aaron Rodgers. The year before that, Lamar Jackson. Just shenanigans. Jalen Hurts. There you go. That's a good one. Christian McCaffrey. Not bad, but Brock Purdy is not the answer. Neither is Trey Lance. So, like, definitely not Christian McCaffrey. As much as I would love for that to happen, I don't trust our quarterback situation.
Damn, the NFC looks not great.
Yeah, outside of Jalen Hurts, I
We need to
can't
sign some
anybody.
folks.
I mean, I almost want to say Kirk Cousins.
No, God no.
I think he's quite solid. I like that guy.
The Broncos are in the AFC too. Can't even go Russell Wilson.
No, you cannot.
Aaron Rodgers is in the AFC. Damn.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Burrow in the AFC, and then I'll go with Jalen Hurts in the NFC.
Sure. I honestly can't find you. I can't find an alternative.
Right?
Like I'm trying. Like I want to give you a name for anybody else, and I was like Tua, and I'm like, oh, it's AFC too. I had nothing. Who's the best running back in the NFC?
That's a damn good question.
Because even the dude in Tennessee is in the AFL or is in the AFC. So it was Nick Chubb. Like, man, I can't find. It's got to be Hurts. I don't even like that's not a good pick. Hurts isn't winning anything.
I mean, Saquon Barkley with the Giants.
Yeah, Saquon
they
is
don't. He's
pretty damn good.
Pretty legit. Yeah.
What about the rookies? Could a rookie come out of nowhere? Are there any new guys?
I don't know. I couldn't say. Yeah, Taylor's in there. Man, yeah, there's like the NFC is weird.
Baker Mayfield.
I was gonna say Jonathan Taylor, but that's AFC, and he ain't beating out any of those quarterbacks.
Maybe I'm gonna go with my Derek Carr guy then. MVPs is way too high for him, but I think he's gonna put up numbers, man. I'm telling you, he's gonna put up numbers.
But that's also the AFC.
Oh, no, he's playing for the Saints.
Oh, that's right. I'm thinking he's with. I'm still thinking he's with the fucking Ravens.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to say Jalen Hurts, then why not Carr? Because Carr might just throw up some big, 400-yard games. I can just launching the ball over the place, unless they're going to like try to run it 100 times a game. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know who their coaches and stuff are.
Yeah,
but I imagine if they're like a decent coaching staff, they're going to let them throw it around.
Yeah.
Why not?
Do you have?
I don't know.
Do you have any picks for this, Delvin? Anything to add?
Absolutely
to this?
not.
All right.
Nope.
Come on, Delvin.
Moving on.
Sports, man. Sports ball.
Yeah, got it in him.
Basketball's my sport. Nah.
Hang on,
Big Nick. What you got? What you got? You got nothing. You got
I'm gonna
nothing.
say Bijan Robinson, running back for the Falcons.
Yeah, no.
Sound like some mustard.
Yeah, no.
You got some Bijan Robinson over there?
Damn it.
Put that on my hot dog.
There's no wide receiver that could win an MVP, right?
I mean, no, because they would just give it to the quarterback.
Yeah, every time a wide receiver gets good, they just give it to the QB.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah.
And even then, they're all in the AFC. Damn the AFC. Do they just beat the shit out of the NFC?
Loaded.
Dude, I'm looking at wide receivers and it's AFC.
Mm-hmm.
It's all the way down the list.
All the good quarterbacks are in the AFC, so therefore all the good receivers are there also.
I have no idea if this list is current, but this is how this list is. The first NFC receiver comes in at number 9, Terry McLaurin. Nope, he's in the AFC. Wait a minute. No, Washington. Yeah, Washington's in NFC, right?
Are they? Yes,
Aren't
yes,
they?
they are. Yeah, they are.
The Commanders? Yeah.
Yeah.
They are. Yeah.
I saw they may change their name,
Yeah.
which would be a
Good.
good idea. Yeah, 'cause
Good.
Commanders
I mean,
suck.
The name sucks. The logo sucks. Change it all. It's all
They
trash.
should have changed them to there was an idea floated out early on that they wanted to call them the Washington Red Tails after like this World War II
remember
like
that.
Yeah, the
jet
planes, yeah.
unit.
That was cool.
And they
That
had
would be
like
cool.
the helmet and this, and I was like, fucking yeah, this is
That was
awesome.
cool.
And they were like,
Yeah.
the commander. I was like, what the why?
What are you commanding? You're not commanding.
Why did you
This
do
is trash.
this? They did it for you. They did all the work for you. Well, yeah, listeners, if you want to see it, you look up the Washington Red Tails uniform
that. That
ideas.
was
And I
pretty
thought
cool.
it looked like DC. It kept like the color. I was like, dude, yeah. I was all in. And they fucked it up.
As usual.
Oh,
Yeah.
bad.
Cool logo. And really cool.
Mm. All right. Big Nick wants to know, is the upgrade to PS5 worth it?
Oh, they should call them
Johnny will tell you no.
after the Replacements movie. You know what I'm talking about? Keanu Reeves.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It was great. That movie was great.
Shane Falco,
That's
baby.
cool.
I didn't hear the question.
It was. He's
What was
so
the
deep
question?
in the other stuff. The question was from Big Nick. He says, "Is the upgrade from PS4 to PS5 worth it?" Basically, is upgrading to next gen console worth it?
Yeah.
Well, PS5 specifically.
Yeah.
From PS4,
I mean, it's
yes.
better. Why? That's not
It's-
worse. It's
yeah.
not worse. It's a better console.
Yeah,
Is it better than upgrading to a PC? No. But is it better than upgrading from the PS4? Yeah, of course. The PS4 shit came out
Absolutely.
a decade ago, man.
just based on just speed and performance alone. Like, yes,
Yeah, the SSD.
Yeah.
It's so fast, right? And so incredibly,
it's incredibly
fast. And
fast.
powerful.
It's
You
just
can't-
incredible.
you
It's
gotta
so
have it.
amazing.
Then look at it like this. You don't have to get rid of your games because it's backwards compatible. Those days of like trying to like, oh, I gotta
It's so backwards
Buy new
compatible
games,
that
just-
it'll show you both versions of the game on your fucking dashboard. The PS4 version. And the
whether you want it to or not.
Does it still do that?
Yes, it does.
I hated that shit. It made me
Some
so mad.
games
It's like, this is terrible.
Some games
for
still
some
do
games
that.
it does. Yeah,
Ugh.
some games
Okay.
still do that.
Yeah, that was very annoying. But yeah, it's definitely worth it. I mean, just having better frame rates alone.
I like it a lot. I would like a slim model, but the console's got a lot going for it. It's nice.
Yeah,
Games run
just-
better. I like the controller. You know, it's good.
Just gotta have space for it. It's a big ass console.
You know, and a better question, not to throw your question out, Big Nick, I'm sorry.
Go
The
ahead.
better question is if you don't have one now, you're not one of the 40 million that already got in. Do you wait with all this talk of a pro? Or do you buy now? I if you can withstand not playing Spider-Man, I actually would say maybe give it a year. See what happens.
Maybe a
Look
price
around
cut.
and find out.
Yeah. Well, they did
I
a
mean,
price
there is
cut
a
in
price
Europe.
cut right now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they're doing a price cut around the world, and a lot of people are saying that they're doing that to sell off stock to introduce a new model.
Yeah. It's not really
So-
a price cut. It's going back to the norm.
Back to what it
They're-
was,
They're
yeah.
readjusting. Yeah, yeah.
Well,
They
there's
fixed
not a
the glitch.
permanent though; it's a temporary
Yeah,
price
it's
cut. So
so
they're not.
stupid.
Yeah, they're just.
They're like, let's
they
get
also
rid
have
of all
stock.
the regular ones.
They also
Yeah.
have stock for the first time, and I think
Mhm.
that's what it is. Then they've cut the price because they actually have a lot of folks on hand. And on Reddit, they were pointing out apparently. I think this is reading too much into it, but I did see a picture on Reddit. Apparently, Amazon and the UK are calling the PlayStation like the standard model now.
Yeah, so the standard is because of all the different special editions that are coming out.
That's what I was thinking.
They're
yeah.
calling it the
Yeah.
standard because
People
of
were
that.
like, "Are they changing it because the Slim's coming?" I was like, "I don't think that's it."
No.
Because they would just
No.
call it the PlayStation Slim. You'd have the PS5 and then you'd have the Slim.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I don't think they would change it to the standard console.
No. So yes, Dick, the answer is yes. You
Yeah.
should upgrade,
Yes,
even
about
if it's waiting
PS5.
to get the PS5 Pro.
You should get a PSE. That's the upgrade you should be looking at. Trying
Also
to
true.
tell y'all consoles are not what you think they are. Okay? We let them off the hook.
You know, I'm so glad that you've come around to this. I was trying to tell you this 2 years
Not that
ago.
great. They're
Nobody
good.
was listening.
Life is good,
But it could be better.
but it could be better.
I'm glad you finally came around because I've been preaching that for a while. So welcome. Matthew Dawson says, what's going to come out first, GTA 6 or that Suicide Squad game?
Can we use
Going
this
with
for
the
over
Suicide
under?
Squad game. I mean, you can if you want to.
Are we all going to say Suicide Squad?
I'm going to say Suicide
Yeah.
Squad.
Yeah, no, never mind. I was going to say Suicide Squad as well.
Yeah.
I think Suicide
GTA
Squad will come out early next year,
That's what I'm thinking.
and GTA 6 may come out late next year, if not the year after.
What if
Probably.
Suicide Squad gets canceled?
That's not
No.
going to happen.
No, that's not going to happen. They're going to release it even if it's terrible.
Yep. They got to get
I don't
that
think it's
out.
going to be that bad.
It has a date. It has February 2nd of next year.
Mm.
February 2nd, 2024 is when it's
Better or
dated for.
worse than Gotham Knights? There's your over under.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that's.
I think it's gonna be better.
Worse?
I think better. I think better.
I'm
think
gonna
it'll
go
be
worse.
There you go. Rude days. Add that to the thing. Me and Donnie say
The
Suicide
fuck?
Squad's gonna
Yep.
be better. Yeah, and Delvin says it's gonna be worse
That's it.
than Gotham Knights. So
We'll find out
add it
next
to
year.
the thing. We'll find out next year. It'll be the first thing to start us off in the new year or something. Maybe I don't know.
I mean, to be fair, he would have asked that question when Suicide Squad was ready to release anyway.
Probably.
Yeah,
Probably.
Rudy's he's good at this. But now we can't change your answer. You can't see some
Yeah,
demo.
You're locked in.
Yeah,
You're locked
in
in, Delvin.
January, and you're like, "Oh, this shit looks great," and Delvin's like, "I'm buying the statues." You can't change your answer.
I'm
Yeah,
not buying
you're
no
locked in.
Suicide Squad statue.
Yeah, you are.
Nah.
Every time you say you're not gonna buy something, you end up buying it. You said you wasn't getting
I didn't buy the
PSVR
Gotham
2.
Knight
You bought it.
statue. The Gotham, what is it called statue?
I
That
don't think
statue's
we
still
said you were
sitting there
gonna
like-
get that.
Not buying that.
Yeah, I don't think we said that you were. So I think you're clear there. But everything else, you're like, I'm not getting that.
I'm exonerated.
You get
from
on the
those charges.
podcast, and you're like, I bought that. So
Like
yeah.
that's stricken from the record.
I used to just
No.
own up to it. Just be like, "Hey, man, it's not my fault. You bitches are broke." You know, like you're
could
missing a
also say
whole
that.
opportunity to go
Yeah,
a different way with
well,
it. You just keep deflecting.
One of us,
Mhm.
one of us claims to be broke all the goddamn time. One of
Right.
us just living in poverty, just
Look,
fucking homeless.
I'm not living in poverty. I'm
But
just,
yet telling
you
us
know,
to buy a
things are
PC.
Yeah.
They're trying
Look,
times.
You do what you want with your finances, okay? You should buy a PC if you can.
That's another
not
damn
saying
thing that
you
bothered
should.
me with my in-laws this weekend. We're talking about inflation and all that, and I was like, "Man, it's tough. And I've had to fix the car and I've had to fix the wall and all that." And they're like, "Didn't you just buy Halloween decorations?" I was like, "So I can't buy anything? I can't be feeling bad about finances, but also buy a couple $100 of something? That's my life now?" They're like,
Yeah,
"Well, if you were just
you have
worried
to live
about it,
in
you would have
poverty."
bought those Halloween decorations." I was like, I just want to go home. The fuck
I
am I
was
here?
gonna say,
Actually-
you just get up and leave.
Speaking of that, I did want to talk to you about this, and I'm so glad that I just thought about it. Sorry to make the show longer than it needs to be. So, I spent the whole day doing this fucking dance with the family and the in-laws. Listen to God
Okay.
knows what about all kinds of shit I do not care about. My sister-in-law and her army of kids and all this, they're like, "We need to go up there for Thanksgiving. Donnie, you should." I'm like, "Absolutely not." They had her on speakerphone. They tried to do that shit where they come to you with the other person, and, you know, like the kids.
Oh yeah, that don't work for me no more.
And yeah, no, they were like, "Don't you want to go?" And I was like, "No." Like
No.
I thought, I was like, "Absolutely not. No, I don't." They're like, and
Well,
they were
my
like, "You
grandma
need to
tried
get
that
out. You need to live." And I'm like, "No."
I am living.
That yeah, well, yeah, I could have took offense to that, but no, I was like, no, I don't. I was like, that is not a good use of my limited vacation time to travel to Ohio and live in a house full of people. No, absolutely not. Don't take offense to it. Just no, I'm not gonna. This is now I'm gonna spend my weekend off. Nope,
Right.
crazy.
Yeah.
So after
No, thank
all
you,
of that,
friend.
after all these talks and all this politics and religion and band and all that, I spent all day as nice as I could be. Come all the way home. We stop at Waffle House to get dinner for the family. It's like a 2.5 hour drive like
fight.
each way. We're sitting there they're talking everything, and I'm looking in the cars on my phone. My wife's like, what are you looking at? I was like, oh, here are a list of vans that I think are really cool, that if like they were to drop in price, I would buy one. She's like, why would you buy it? I'm like, well, like at this point, I'm basically like coming to the fact that when the Ventura is finished, I'm going to sell it. Like I owe too much money. It's the easiest way to like really cut my losses. And I was like, well, I'll just sell the Ventura for what I can and just spend a little of Ventura money on the van. So I put it on the table and the whole family just fucking gangs up on me and just shits all over both the idea of having a van, the idea of buying another car, just all of it. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to fucking sit here and be myself. Okay. Like I'm over the day. Like that was it. Like at that point I was over the whole fucking day. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm just going to sit here and look at my phone and you three family without me. Okay. And we rode home I didn't play the radio or nothing. We just rode home in silence. I was like, I don't want to talk to y'all. I don't want to hear y'all. I don't want to hear you singing. I don't want to hear anything. You hate my vans. You hate the idea of me having a van. You hate the idea of me doing anything that I want to do. You just all rag on me. I got to listen to your parents. I got to listen to y'all. No, fuck y'all. Fuck all y'all. I'll do whatever the fuck I want to do. That's literally how it left.
Y'all deserve the radio.
I got super like
throw to your goddamn self.
Super tantrum about
Make
it.
up songs.
I was like, fuck. My wife was like, I'm just saying. I'm like, I'll buy a fucking van if I want to buy a van. I was so mad.
I'll buy one right now. Goddamn now.
So that was my story this weekend. I was so damn mad. I was just fed up. It's like, why do I do this? Why do I do it? Why do we have to do these things? I was sitting there just thinking about on the way home in silence in the car as the damn car engine light came on. I had to fix that. I was just sitting there and I was just like, why do we have to go through these exercises of sitting down and talking with people that we have nothing in common with, that we don't share beliefs with, just over like these familial ties? Like, I don't get it. It's not that like I love them, but like, God, why do I have to do this? This seems like this is how they wanted to spend their birthday. And I was like, God, I couldn't have picked this is the opposite of how I want to spend my birthday.
Yeah. My grandmother has this thing, and she tried it this week, and I said, fuck no, in front of the people. I didn't give a shit. Where she wants me to go to people's funerals that she know, that I don't know, and I don't give a fuck about. And she'd be like, hey, so-and-so died. You want to go to the funeral with me? Like, hey, fuck no, I don't. Why would I want to do that? That sounds horrible.
I would look at that as being disrespectful.
No, not at all. I'm not going to people's funeral. I don't know. It's very few people at funerals I would go to. You can't force me to go to funeral. Nah.
If I didn't know you, if I don't know you,
I would feel like being disrespectful to the family if I didn't know the person had showed up.
Yeah, like why am I
like
here?
I'm mingling and I'm hanging out, and I'm doing the walk and I'm in line and like why? That's like a wedding crasher, but worse. It's like, what are you doing here?
Funeral.
Yeah, that just makes you feel icky. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, because the whole concept is I'm there to support my grandmother. And I don't want to do that.
I mean, I could drive you there. I'll sit in the car.
Yeah, I'll sit in the car. I'll be your driver.
I would feel disrespectful to walk in.
She wants the whole process of going inside, looking, because that's the thing they do.
It's like she's hiring a griever. She's hiring you to grieve.
That's weird.
I'm like, absolutely not.
Yeah, that's weird. I couldn't do that either.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
No.
So yeah, that's the weekend when I was like short and missing in Discord, and I was not having a good time. I had a terrible 3 days. I was just pissed.
Damn. I'm sorry. Very sorry, sir.
All
right. So Ken Turner says, apparently they may be re-releasing the High Moon Transformers games as well as the Devastation one. Which is your favorite and why is it Transformers Fall of Cybertron?
Okay. Devastation has the best combat. The High Moon games have the best cohesive story. The Devastation games are just the platinum game.
I was just saying, which one's the platinum
exactly
one?
like that's Devastation.
I played that one.
It looks exactly like the Transformers cartoon show. It plays very well, but the story is very generic. It's like, well, I guess like the old Transformers cartoon show for that matter. But the High Moon games are excellent. They are very well made, very well produced. If I were to pick which one I like better, probably the High Moon ones, because I want to see that series continue and that art style for it continues. But yeah, both games are excellent. Those are the best versions of Transformers games we ever got.
I have only
And that is correct, John
played.
32.
Actually, I haven't played any of them. But I'm rooting
You
for
haven't?
Devastation. No, I'm rooting for Devastation
That's
because my
insane.
son loves it. My son absolutely loves Transformers.
Was
Devastation.
that not on
We get-
Switch?
No,
I only played on
Devastation's
PS4.
not on Switch.
so.
They got delisted, but you can buy. I think you still can buy Devastation and Activision ones on Xbox.
Devastation was free on PS Plus, so I just added it, and I found it. I was like, "Here, play this, Hudson," and he absolutely loves that game.
Yeah, they're great. They're great Transformers games. Like, we don't get that often. So those, the High Moon ones and the Devastation, you have to play. They're great. Highly
I'll
recommend them.
take your word for it. I'm not gonna.
Even
play
if you don't
them,
like
but
Transformers.
I love Transformers, but I don't want to play those games. Just, no, thank you.
You can't be helped.
Can't be.
I don't play those
Not
damn
at all.
games either.
I just
I expected you not to play them. You didn't disappoint me this time. Dev, who likes Transformers, I'm like, hey, here's a good Transformers game.
He's
Like, nah, I'm
fuck
good.
it.
Like, nah.
the
Fuck.
games are so just.
This is why you don't have more
They're just,
Transformers games, because even Transformers fans
Exactly.
are like, nah, I'm good.
Hey,
I'm okay.
like, hey, this is actually a great one. Like, nah, I'm good.
I
I'm
don't
okay.
really want to
Like-
play Transformers. I want to watch the shows and the movies. The game I want is a G.I. Joe game. That's what I really want. I don't really want to play Transformers.
Now watch. G.I. Joe games that are coming, like, I don't want to play that shit.
I'm not playing
I
that.
The
want to
G.I.
watch
Joe
G.I.
game
Joe.
came out. It was called Agents of Mayhem. And that game was fucking awesome.
And we saw what happened to that.
I don't know
Yeah,
anything
it's
about it.
It
unfortunate.
went double wood. Exactly, Donnie. That's the point.
Yeah.
No one did. No one bought it.
Me and Kevin played. I didn't even buy it. I got it from
See? You're
What's
part
it
of the problem.
no, I rented it from Redbox and then kept it because it was like super cheap. So I was like, I'll just pay the $6 and keep it. So I kept it. Yeah. Me and Kevin are the only people that play that game.
And I'm generally not usually excited about licensed stuff, unless it comes from like a really, like prominent developer, almost like a franchise. It has like some history.
Platinum games.
You know,
And it plays like a platinum game. So,
play the Wonderful 101.
well, that don't count. Platinum game is like they are the
Hit or miss?
definition of hit or miss.
They really are. And they either knock that shit out of the park or they throw that shit in the trash.
Yeah.
There is
Literally.
no in between.
They throw it in the trash for you. Like, we'll take it there
Yeah.
for you. You
Fuck it.
know,
We
take
forget
it.
it.
All right, here's another one for you, Donnie. TPR says, what video game companies are the Pac-12 and Big Ten?
Yeah, I'm out.
However many teams the Big Ten has now of the industry. I'm also out. I couldn't do this.
Yeah, I don't know. Can't say Xbox because Xbox is actively going out and buying folks. Big Ten kind of do that with USC and UCLA, but if the SEC didn't grab Texas, I don't think the Big Ten does that. Like they're not. The Big Ten is actually kind of being more. They're being more reactionary. They're almost like, well, I mean, if we have to, we will. Well, we don't want to, but if we have to, we will. There are a lot of people blaming the Big Ten for what happened to the Pac-12. They're like, if the Big Ten never took USC, this wouldn't be a problem. I disagree. The Pac-12's media deal was always going to suck. And that was going to make USC leave regardless. I don't think the Big Ten came and would tempted USC to leave. I think USC wanted to leave. I think they were like,
Pac-12 is Activision and Call of Duty wanted to leave. And so Microsoft comes in like the Big Ten is like, let's make
sure.
a deal. Let's make it happen.
Good guess. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, nobody's the Pac-12. Like, is there somebody else that is there a publisher that's went out of business recently?
All the ones that didn't get bought by Microsoft or Sony.
They all got bought by Embracer though.
That's also true.
I was going to try to say the Pac-12.
Embracer's the ACC.
I was going to
They
say
locked them into this weird deal.
the Pac-12 is kind of like Square Enix.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they sold
Yeah, they
off like
sold
half
off
the
a couple
division.
pieces. Yeah,
There's
yeah,
still some
yeah.
pieces left, but there's still speculations like for PlayStation to buy. You know, like,
Sounds
it's like,
accurate.
you know, it's kind of squarish. They're like,
Yeah.
hey man, they've whittled it down to just Final Fantasy. It's like, yeah, you know, Oregon and Washington's there. They're still there for now.
Yeah.
Until a bidder comes along. So
There you go.
John
There you go,
32.
TPR.
I'm
The
playing
question is, who's
Disney
Nintendo?
Illusion Island, and it's good.
Nintendo's like the Mac.
Just
You know, they're over here
Just
like,
there.
we do Mac shit on Thursday nights. This shit's baller. Come get in here. We
Yeah.
got Bowling Green. People are like, those fucks are. I don't know what's going on over there. These fucking
they're really excited about it. And they've
They're
got
doing their own
rabid
thing.
Fan base.
Yeah, they're doing their
good
own thing.
over there. They're good
like,
to
hey
go.
man, did you see that Dayton game this week? Man. Toledo looking good this year.
Real good, real good, so nice. Oh man! All right, last question for the night. Lord Snurt says you're in a VR game similar to Ready Player One. What's your avatar and your vehicle?
Is this if you
Big
die,
with
you
the
die in
glory.
the game, you die?
No,
Oh, really?
it's just no. You just lose all your stuff. You don't
Oh, okay.
actually die. But yeah, basically you can put on an avatar and you get a cool vehicle. So the guy has this weird looking avatar, but he has the Back to the Future car. The DeLorean is like his
that's
method
what
of
mine would be.
transportation.
That's
Yeah, I already
definitely
knew
mine.
that. All right, we knew that. My
My
method of
avatar?
transportation.
I think my avatar would be. If I remember, Ready Player One was the one that had all the fiction. You could be any fictional character you want to be, if I remember correctly.
You could be any,
Yeah,
any.
man, it's
It's
an
like
avatar.
it's like Fortnite,
Yeah,
pretty much.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'll be Black Panther. I'll be T'Challa.
That'd be your avatar, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't get their powers or anything. You just look like them.
Yeah, and
You just
put
look
on a
like him. I think
costume.
Black Panther suit. Black
I
Panther
don't know
suit's
why I
cool
would
as
put
shit,
on a
yeah.
costume or look like a character. I've never really done that in games. I was just kind of make.
You don't want to just be Chucky?
No. It'd be cool to play something with Chucky, but do I want to be Chucky? Not really. As my avatar?
Chucky was in that. He threw Chucky at somebody. That was really funny.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really.
People
get
didn't like
avatars,
that movie,
I
by the
guess.
way. I enjoyed it. I
That
thought
movie
it was
was
okay.
fucking awesome. The book
I
was
thought
great,
people
too.
liked Ready Player One.
Yeah, I think
The book.
I think
They
people
didn't like
liked
the
the
movie.
movie too.
I thought people liked the
didn't
movie
like
too.
the movie. I'm pretty sure people
A
liked it.
lot of people.
Speaking of movies, we're gonna do movie night this weekend. I'm excited. I told Jack to invite his friends over. I told Victoria she can invite her friends over. I'm gonna
Nice.
test out the new movie theater setup for Halloween and try to watch the Mario movie.
Nice.
I just watched Infinity Pool, Delvin.
Is it good?
Kinda. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's all right. Kind of like Get Out.
Okay.
I'm sorry, not Get Out. It's kind of like Us.
Okay.
It's like Us,
I like
Meets
us
like-
a lot.
the Strangers, kind of.
Mm.
Oh.
Yeah, kind of. But it's
Let me see if I can.
but like on acid. But like on. Don't go into expecting like Us. It's like Us, but like on acid. An acid trip of Us.
Okay,
Conceptually,
let's
it's
see
similar to Us.
Let me see if it's on Voodoo yet.
You get to see Mia Goth naked. It's always worth it.
You're selling me more on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's all. You're all in. It's
All
a
in, baby.
Cronenberg movie, so it's like it's fucking weird. So
I'm gonna take the Toyota Supra from Fast and Furious.
just being Brian, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that. And as far as my avatar is concerned, that's the tough part.
I'm gonna be LeBron James.
Absolutely the fuck not.
I'm gonna be LeBron James.
I like it.
Can I get to play basketball again?
No,
Yeah.
you don't
You just
get any
look
of
like
their
'em.
abilities. You just look like them.
So I can't
And
dunk or
only
anything.
in the Matrix. Yeah, no.
I'm just slow and
Why
that
would he be
same
able to
fat
dunk? I think
self.
he's gonna be 6'7". He can dunk. See, he's not him. He's LeBron. He's the Avatar LeBron. He's a video game character.
There's probably some 6'7"
So
people that can't dunk.
if I was to design my own character to live in like a virtual world, it would be very similar to like Johnny Silverhand. It'd be like some sort of grungy rocker type, like long hair.
Well, technically, you
shades,
can be Johnny
stuff like that.
Silverhand.
So it would be like that.
You could
I
just
would-
be Johnny Silverhand.
I would
Yeah.
do my own flair on it. I wouldn't want to
Yeah.
rip just Keanu off, but it would be like that.
Yeah, you can do that.
I usually always go when I design my own avatars. I usually almost have like purple eyes, do lots of tattoos and stuff. Yeah, it's kind of that grungy rocket look.
Yeah, I would just
I think
look like myself. That's basically what it would boil down to. My
Yeah.
avatar is gonna be fucking me.
I generally try to do that and then like just flare it up a lot.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Definitely be there.
I'll be me, except I'll be like 6'4".
As a car,
It's
I would
just in the video
have
game.
like an old school hot rod, like a Roadrunner or a Challenger, but it would be all like Mad Maxified.
Mm.
Okay, that's cool. I like that.
You know, it'd be all
Now I wanna
beat
play
up and
Mad
shit,
Max.
like a roll cage, maybe guns on it and shit, side exhaust. Like I'd make it, grungier,
Nice.
death proof.
I imagine
Kinda like
Dan's
that.
avatar would look almost perfect, but have his hair messed up. They never
Oh,
get
my
our
hair be
right.
messed up. Yeah, they
never
definitely
get
can't
hair
get our
right.
hair right. I mean, they do braids, so I should be all right. You know,
It's just gonna be like
I was
hey,
wondering-
Dan's damn.
I tried playing something the other day. I forget what it was, but all their hairstyles were fucked. I was like, God, this is awful. It was, what was it?
that's been our plight forever.
Yeah, but
Yes,
this
we
game,
and
it
the-
was like all the male character hair, it was either a buzz cut or a man
Mhm.
bun. There was no in between. You either had a
horrible.
fro or a man bun or like no hair. That was it. You were either Eminem, Sideshow Bob, or like yoga man bun guy. That was all the
Wow.
options they had. There was like 18 options, but they were all a flavor of that. And I was like, what
That's
the
terrible.
fuck? What is this?
That's crazy.
I think it was it might have been the EA golf game. I
Oh,
remember, I
jeez.
think it was a sports game because I was like, oh, like they just want you to put a hat on. Like just put the hat on. Maybe it was Saints Row. But Saints Row, I think is.
It might have been Saints Row. I think
I
Saints
can't
Row was the one
remember.
that had-
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but I was going through them and I was like, this is just fucked. Like this is just off. Just
in
put
my
a hat
head,
on.
I'm
Like
thinking
just get a
like,
hat.
that sounds very familiar.
Oh no, it wasn't. I know it was. It was the Crew. It was the fucking Crew Motorfest game I was setting up an avatar for, and I was
Oh.
like, this sucks. I was like, this is one of the worst create a character creators I've ever seen. It was terrible. Yeah,
Wasn't
Not
Forza
just- not just
Horizon
because of
pretty
the
bad,
hair.
too?
like the whole thing was bad, but the hair was like egregiously bad. And I was thinking of you guys when I was doing it. I was like, this is just awful.
I feel like Forza
Walking
was
around
the same way.
I was like, man,
Forza's character creator was
White and
awful.
black people are fucked here. Like you just can't have any hair. Like you just can't do anything over here. And like they don't do, like I guess the politically correct thing is now with creator characters, they don't do like an ethnicity. You have like a skin tone, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
there was like
Yes.
completely pale white, like dark as hell black, and like 8 versions of Asian in between.
Yeah, that sounds
Wow.
about
Like
right.
that's all it was. Because
They
like the
have-
face would
they have-
change as you change your skin type. It was like skin color, and as you changed, it was changing the face. I was just like, this is
just
terrible.
offensive.
Yeah,
like,
it's
hey,
just like there's.
You-
I
you
was
could be-
I was laughing because I was like, there's nobody happy. You've ruined it for everyone. Now
you could
everyone just hates it.
Terrible.
be- you could be whiter than white, or you could be
Oh, it was crazy. White.
offensive.
Like
Church
live
almost
underground white. I mean, it was serious. I was like,
Almost.
Jesus.
motherland African black.
Yeah.
There's no middle between there.
Bible cover black.
Yeah.
Oof.
Damn. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Now play
that'll
the
do
crew.
it for episode 98 of the Play Some Video Games podcast. We're going to skip episode 100 and just go straight to 101. So don't be looking for no special 100 episodes.
That's how
We're
it
just
works.
skipping over it. We're just skipping over it. All right. Like it didn't even happen. So once we get
We're
there,
gonna
it's
treat it
going
like
to
it's
go
the 13th
99,
floor.
101. All right, so
Y2K episode.
Yeah,
Y2, we just go back to 00.
yeah, pretty much.
It works.
That'd be even
I'm
better.
just gonna. I mean, that could be cool.
99 001
Mhm.
002
The reboot. We're
003.
gonna reboot the show again.
Rebooting it again. Rebooting it again.
Yeah.
That's
Back
fine.
again with the same cast.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. Until next time, play some video games.